How's it going, folks? Welcome to a long-awaited at-home table read. I say that because, well, I first tried hosting this particular one 2 years ago, so we are just now finally getting to it. Yay! I love this movie. This is the underappreciated Bruce Willis classic Hudson Hawk. Let's just jump right into introducing ourselves for this one.
Well, hello there. I'm Travis, and I am tonight's scene description.
I'm Logan. I'm going to be Hudson Hawk.
Hello, I'm George, and I'll be Tommy Five Tone.
I'm Angie and I'm Anna.
I'm Nicole and I'm Darwin Mayflower.
Hi, I'm Anne and I'm going to be Minerva.
I'm Erik. I'll be Alfred.
And I'm Chelsea. I'll be Kaplan.
All right, well, Travis, take us away.
Hudson Hawk, screenplay by Stephen A. D. Souza, revisions by Dan Waters, based on the original idea by Bruce Willis and Robert Kraft. Fade in, exterior, Vinci countryside, Renaissance day. A traveling merchant with an unforgettably etched face rambles past the timelessly beautiful Italian countryside on a trusty mule. A jaw-dropping storybook castle looms before him. The merchant dismounts and pulls forth a cask of wine. Settling down upon a tree stump, he removes his hat and inhales the fresh air with a life-loving sigh. The merchant brings the cask to his lips when suddenly a loud explosion is heard, causing the merchant to douse himself with a blast of vino.
Leonardo Chipazzo.
The merchant shakes his fist up to a wish pan that swings up towards smoking window of the awesome castle. Interior room of the gold machine. The charismatic Leonardo da Vinci, with his trademark beard, drifts through the smoke of a mammoth room. A flash of light causes him to put on a pair of very cool sunglasses. Something extraordinary reflects off of them. Da Vinci moves to something, a gloriously incredible machine. The opening credits reveal its dazzling idiosyncrasies. Two coughing apprentices, haplessly trying to disperse smoke from the still billowing, mysteriously spectacular machine. Mirrors attached to parts of it reflected beams of light, which cuts through the smoke like Renaissance laser show.
Macarino, metamioli e plumba.
Yep.
Si la fiamma su, sole, basta. Chiudre.
The master appears at the smoking yellow bar.
Cristallo.
Da Vinci's pride goes dead on the implications hit. The apprentices scurry out. Mind reeling, Da Vinci turns his back to the viewer before a wall of frescoes. Spinning back around using the edge of his cloak, Da Vinci pulls out the large gleaming crystal with a pop. Interior Da Vinci's workshop, with an occupying blast of smoke, Da Vinci bursts through some double doors into his workshop, sadly reflecting upon the crystal in one hand and the tongued bar in the other. His workshop is a splendiferously enigmatic blend of laboratory and studio. On a table in the foreground is a fresh clay equestrian statue, a large volume of sketches, the inkwell nearby, a model of what looks like a helicopter. Da Vinci flings his tongued bar on the table among these goodies. Pocketing in the crystal, Da Vinci meanders through his workshop, casually tinkering with various experiments. Leonardo stops at an easel displaying a finished except for the mouth portrait of Mona Lisa, who happens to be seated in a stool before the easel. She broadly smiles, revealing the worst dental work of her epoch. Yeah, whatever. Da Vinci shakes his head and moves out onto a
Maestro, Simio, pronti?
Che bel lavoro.
Maestro, non penso sia una buona idea.
No, non ti preoccupare, siete pronti?
Siamo pronti, maestro.
Via, fatemi vedere causa di buona.
Glitter goes. Leonardo muses. The bat-winged glider dissolves into a hawk. who is revealed to be flying over Sing Sing prison. At the sight of the prison, the music on the soundtrack abruptly changes from Renaissance orchestral to Jimi Hendrix, stone free interior, a Sing Sing cell block.
Okay, one coat, one hat, some personal items. There's your wallet. I think you'll find everything in there.
A black hat is dropped under the counter. A black coat is then dropped beside it.
Haven't seen one of these in a long time.
Hey, you like that, Skeeter? Keep it.
Hey, you got a sign for this. Don't you want the receipt?
I got him, Charlie. So the Hudson Hawk is finally getting out. Remember all the reporters that were here when you came in? Oh, world's greatest cat burglar. Now, who gives a fuck, eh? I've got a proposition.
Answer's no, Gates.
As your parole officer, I found you a job.
No way.
It's a terrific job. An auction house. One night's work and you're free. No checking in with the shrink, no community service.
I want to do community service. I want to teach the handicapped how to yodel. I ain't stealing no more, Gates.
10 years later and you're still impressed with yourself. Same old coat, same old hat. You stink, Hawk. Out of style.
Coming from you, that's a powerful statement. Look, aren't you supposed to stop me from committing crimes? You know, book 'em, Dano, give a hoot, don't pollute.
Hawk and Gates come to a final checkpoint. Gates jiggles in and out of his pocket a set of keys.
You ain't out yet, wise guy. Could set you up and send you back anytime I want. It's a very fine line between ex-con and escaped con.
Gates. Go fuck yourself.
This hideout's got my keys, Seymour. Be seeing ya, Hawk.
Gates moves to the bars and reaches in his pocket. It's empty. Continue. Hawk flings the keys in a trash can.
Why am I getting the feeling that getting out of prison is going to be a big fucking mistake?
Hawk dispenses himself a Pez piece, then spits it out in agony. Exterior outside the prison day, Hawk strides to the massive sliding concrete door / wall between him and freedom. A music crescendos and Hawk glows his first smile.
On the gate!
See you around, Michael.
Hudson Hawk, you're under arrest. Just kidding. Good opening line, though. I've got a proposition.
A prison guard from above loudly loads his rifle. Gates gives the shoe to Stoneface and the car roars off. An identical police car, lights flashing and no siren, zooms up in its place.
What's your favorite sport, Hawk?
Baseball, why?
Gates opens the back door of the police car and says, "Baseball." He is handed a baseball bat. Hawk backs up as Gates moves threateningly toward him.
I mean, ping pong. Listen, I'd rather go back in that horror for you. But hey, have you got $10 on you?
A prison guard from above turns as not to be a witness. Hawk feebly calls up to him.
Help? Police?
Gates swings at Hawk, who pretends not to notice until the last second. Hawk ducks and slam kicks his calf. Gates crumbles, using the bat as a crutch. Hawk boots up the bat for a two-handed catch. Gates cowers in fear of becoming a home run. Hawk lowers the bat and gives him a "get the fuck out of here" kick into the back seat of the car. Gates seats the door shut. The car squeals away.
I don't believe this. I've been out for 45 seconds.
A backfire rings out. Hawk hits the ground, thinking it is a gunshot. Hawk's on the ground. POV, a gasping 1960 caddy moves to a stop and a pair of a two-faced, to-be tasteful shoes comes out. Hawks looks up to see Tommy 5 Stone Messina, his older, maybe not wiser best friend.
That's the first thing I did. Smooch the ground and taste the freedom. Sorry I was late, Eddie. I miss anything?
As always, your timing as your shoes is impeccable. Don't tell me those things are in style now. Good to see you, Tommy 5 Tone. Been having a lousy day.
The man's getting out of prison and he's having a lousy day. What are you missing out on? The cell block water ballet pageant? Believe me, it's overrated.
Hawk pauses to say something, then just hugs Tommy.
Where's the kiss? No tongue this time, I promise.
A laughing Hawk gives Tommy's stomach a slap before getting in the car.
Looks like you've been expanding your...
Don't say it, Hawkins. I'm incredibly sensitive about my fucking figure.
My next word was gonna be consciousness. Swear to God. Tubbo?
Exterior of the road into Hoboken Day. The caddy thunders past a sweet Manhattan view. Come fly with me. Oh, great song. Is playing on the radio. Hawk casually completes an intimidating hand puzzle.
That's your definition of hard?
Go off. Hey, boss tune. Let's get away from it all.
5'11".
Tommy laughs.
What?
Crack me up.
What are you laughing at?
You'll crack me up. You still do the puzzles. Still know the running times of songs. Let me ask you a question. You still think you're the greatest cat burglar who ever lived?
Nope. Now I'm the laziest damn cat burglar that ever lived. I'm giving it up. No more stealing.
Now that you're born again, what do you want to do? Statue of Liberty, entertain some ladies, Broadway ticks, seduce some women, play Nintendo, bone some chicks?
What's Nintendo? Just get me to the 5-tone. If I don't get a cappuccino soon, I'm gonna strangle someone.
Still got a thing for those unmasculine European coffees? Who's your buddy?
Tommy pulls a styrofoam cup from a paper bag.
The man knows. The man knows.
Hawk takes off the cap with a stimulating whiff.
So tell me, Mr. Coffee, what went down outside the prison?
Not too much. Gates tried to blackmail me into doing a job.
Tommy breaks in. Cappuccino flies. Hawk half-heartedly tries to lick up with his fingers.
Donut hole-eating son of a... Take it in the air for a beer rat bastard.
I had the perfect amount of foam. Hey, where's the little guy? Why didn't you bring little Eddie?
Eddie, you better prepare yourself for some bad news.
What?
Last night, little Eddie was assassinated.
What?
He was rubbed out. 2 shots to the back of the coconut.
Tommy quivers as they fold in tabloid over to Hawk, who anxiously unfolds it. The tabloid headline glares, "Monkey slain in gangland hit," above a chilling photo of a monkey-sized chalk outline on a dark street. An archived picture of a healthy, happy monkey is in the inset. Hawk loses all control with a helpless howl. The viewer viewpoint stops to let the car wail away in the painful privacy. Exterior outside 5-tone bar night. The guys move sadly toward the personal jersey face of the fine-tone bar. The Empire State Building beams in the background.
He was more than a monkey. He was a true friend.
He was like a son to me.
He was like a nephew to me.
Just get me in the bar. It's the one thing that'll never...
Dear Tommy's bar night.
At least I know it's the one thing that'll never...
It's changed. Hawk and Tommy enter into what has become the ultimate Pasito art disco fern littered nightmare packed with noisy, insufferable, self-absorbed yups. A violent, exotic pretensions video plays upon elevated TV sets set up all around the place.
Change.
Hawk's mouth gaps as he drifts by a sickening couple toasting wine coolers and 2 very young brokers high flying at each other after missing a dartboard.
I didn't know how to tell you. A couple brokers stopped in for Stoli spritzers one night. Next thing I know, Fast Track Digest votes us watering hole of the month. Now I'm shopping for aqua salmon wallpaper.
I read about these people in Newsweek. Where's all the regulars? Crazy Jeff Cava, the Todd sisters, Indian Joe. Where's Ed Cranenpool's autograph? You took down Captain Bob's steering wheel?
All gone. But look on the bright side. Half the joint is yours. Blackjack, get my irritable partner a cappuccino. I gotta go be a boss.
Tommy lifts a piece of the bar and moves behind it, snatching up a menu. Hawk calls out,
"Reindeer goat cheese pizza?" Look, I admit it. I've been known to go wild and order a Canadian bacon in my time, but reindeer goat cheese?
Hawk lights up a cigarette. A tortoise shell non-smoker immediately turns to him wearing a "Yes, I mind if you smoke" button.
Can you read, Smoker?
Can you take a rainbow and sprinkle it with dew, Waxhead?
No.
The Candyman can, Felix. I thought this was a country where you could do any stupid thing you want, drive to work naked, spank a chiropractor, make love to a VCR. Maybe that's why I became a random collector of kneecaps.
Hey, big guy, smoke all you want. I have mine.
Thank you, Jesus.
The non-smoker fumbles out a pack of cigarettes and flees. Tommy slides a cappuccino in a cup and a saucer down the bar saloon style. A smiling Hawk picks it up, turns away from the bar, and closes his eyes, bringing the cup to his lips until it explodes, resplattering coffee over Hawk's war-torn blazer. Nobody notices. All Hawk sees in the usual sea of oblivious and loud self-obsession until he scans to a far corner table of the mafia types where a cocky thug, Anthony Mario, smiling directly at Hawk, thrusts a silencer gun back down his pants. The threatening hair slicked back leader, Cesar Mario, gives Hawk a come hither finger wingle back of the bar. With concern, Tommy watches Hawk walk over to them.
Yeah, cute shot, Anthony.
Fuck you, Eddie.
With a sudden ferocious anger, Hawk cracks Anthony across the jaw into a chair. A scar-faced bodyguard pulling a knife is kept in check by the cool Cesar.
Cesar Mario, Anthony Mario. When did the circus get in? Who killed my monkey?
Hawk, my hand to God, didn't whack little Eddie. I never had anything against the kooky chimp. I actually found him endearing.
Yeah. Face down, 2 endearing shots at the back of his endearing head. That's your trademark, Cesar. What'd little Eddie ever do to...
So some little banana eater got ice. What's the big...
Hawk is ready for another twack, but Cesar diffuses him.
Shut up. Why won't you do the auction house?
Auction houses are very popular this season. Call me superstitious, but I don't like to commit a crime less than 24 hours after getting out of the joint.
Cesar reveals a black canvas bag as Hawk weirdly sits.
It's very simple. There's a safe on the 7th floor. You take it from the safe. You take the little thingy in, and you put in this little thingy.
Or you cut off my thingy. Directions even your brother can understand.
Yeah, directions even I could understand.
Silence. Hawk, you're the best. No one but you can do it. So don't give me a line of bullshit about how you really want to go straight, open a hardware store and sell spatulas.
You know what, Cesar? If the Mario brothers weren't Jersey's 3rd largest crime family, I'd say kiss my ass. But considering your status, I will say slurp my butt.
Anthony angrily pulls out his silencer gun. Tommy merrily comes forward with a bottle of wine.
Have you lovely folks tried our house wine? I think you'll enjoy.
Beat it, Tommy. No dinosaurs allowed.
Tommy equally merrily smashes the bottle over Anthony's head.
Enough. I'm going to tell you something. Forget Gates. Forget your little shoe. You don't do the job, and I'm going to put you on trial, and I promise you there won't be a bailiff.
Perhaps a little too precocious.
A wee bit.
Do you think we hurt their feelings?
Well, I certainly hope so.
Back the knife.
3:05.
I only have eyes for you.
Why, tell me, I didn't know you cared. 3 minutes, 39 seconds.
Xanadu.
Xanadu? 3:30. How could you take this down? Don't you remember the night Captain Bob came in out of his mind? Nobody could figure out where he got this thing?
Nasty little safe on the 7th floor. Simpson 71.
Last time I played the game, Simpson only made a 40.
Just means it'll take you an extra 31 seconds to seduce.
I'm not worried about the safe. You get 3 guards on each floor. What am I doing? I should be going out, buying the New York Post, looking through the want ads, and looking for a job selling spatulas.
Hey, I'm sorry, man. I'm putting out a fire with kerosene.
What's this?
That's 5 seconds.
That's not funny.
My record's 18.
You're not listening to me. Look, fuck Gates, fuck the Mario brothers. Look, I'm sorry. Can't we just go and get some rice pudding and cappuccino? By the way, how many seconds?
Not counting your bitching and whining 6. You still think you got it, Eddie?
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
That's good news because I got a plan. A great plan, and you won't have to hail Cesar or Gates.
There's no way to get rehabilitated.
Witchcraft.
3:15.
Night and day.
Sinatra or Ella Fitzgerald?
Sinatra.
4:22.
Hit the road, Jack.
Wait, tell me, where are my needle nose pliers?
Check the top of the bar. Hit the road, Jack.
5:15.
I left my heart in San Francisco.
I still don't get how you could take this thing down. Nobody can figure out where he got it from, man.
Eddie, quiet, come in. There's a nasty little safe on the 7th floor.
Yeah, Simpson.
Yeah.
What's the mechanism?
71.
Last time I played the game, Simpson only had a 40.
Just means it'll take you an extra 31 seconds to seduce. I left my heart in San Francisco.
412.
I'm getting very enthusiastic here. All these years and I still got the juice.
Let me ask you something. What are having to sex? Men and women? Me and women?
I'm not worried about the pool break-in. It's the guards.
A couple of drinks and burning candles. My, that's a lovely gown you're wearing. Your eyes are like Arizona. Or give me a blowjob. I don't know.
Eddie, you're bumming my high. We'll hit some clubs on the way back, okay? Come on, it's showtime. Back the knife again.
417.
I only have eyes for you.
I still didn't know you cared, Tommy. 322.
Xanadu.
419.
Star Spangled Banner, Whitney Houston, Super Bowl 17.
712.
You're full of shit.
Let me ask you something. How come we're not getting laid?
Together, no way we lose.
Yeah, except when I got put away for 11 years, I'm never gonna get rehabilitated this way.
Hawk picks up another bar remnant. Beneath it is a black cat burglar outfit. Exterior 57th Street, night. Hawk and Tommy look up to the pool room. The viewer follows. Interior pool area, night. Hawk and Tommy crash through the door into a pool room and its wobbly reflections of light. An ancient janitor drops his mop in shock.
Hey, what are you guys doing here? I thought you came on Thursdays.
Emergency situation. Pool's infested with
Hawk and Tommy glance to each other, then back to the janitor.
sea monkeys.
Sea monkeys?
Yeah, kids order them from the back of comic books.
Mom's flushing down the toilet.
Got a gas mask?
No, why?
May want to get out of here. Gonna be spraying some toxic.
Stuff.
I'm leaving anyway. It's the end of my shift.
Sex monkeys?
Exterior outdoors, sun deck night. Hawk and Tommy emerge on the roof and quickly clip two of the ropes together while trying a lifesaver at each end.
You want me to throw it?
You kidding? I got an arm like Soul Magnum.
Who's Soul Magley?
The barber. Hey, Hawk, look down. Look down, buddy. Come on, your shoe's untied.
Shut up. You say this thing only holds 900 pounds?
That's cold, Hawkins.
Somebody's stealing your caddy down there. Look.
Cut that shit. You know I can't look down. It makes my balls tingle.
Exterior, the ledge of Rutherford's. Hawk and Tommy climb up onto the building. Tommy quickly undoes the lifesaver and throws it back into the other building's deck.
What's the matter with you?
Covers our tracks. We'll leave through the basement.
You know, we got no choice, do we, Mr. Sal Magley?
What?
I think I'm gonna make the hole a little bigger.
Oh, don't worry, you fuck. I'm wearing my girdle.
Tommy pops out of the hole of the glass. Hawk and Tommy emerge through a man's room door into a hallway directly below a swerving camera.
Auction room's through that door.
We got another stop first.
As the camera swerves one way, they bolt off another. Hawk and Tommy slide across the wall to a closed room marked Power.
Wong's in the phone book. Hell of a lot of Wong numbers.
Count the chins.
Is this it?
Yeah.
Got a key?
No.
Just checking. Hey, Tommy?
What?
Are the Mets playing tonight?
They're playing at Shea.
Figures. I gotta be robbing an auction house.
Since when are you a Mets fan?
I've always been a Mets fan.
Interior, the power room. The wires go up to a row of 7 humming record button flashing VCRs. Hawk and Tommy stand before them, sharing a cig.
They record everything their video surveillance takes in.
I can see that, Master Thief. You said something about a plan?
Tommy presses the rewind button on the VCRs.
Am I boring you, smart ass? Watch. A little rewind and replay action, and the guards are going to be watching a rerun, and they're going to miss out on tonight's exciting episode.
Dear 7th floor auction auditorium night. Moving beneath the video camera and dazzling set of hanging horse mobiles, a heavy set guard, big stand, moses through the dimly lit main auction house auditorium. The auditorium chairs are strewn out in the middle beside a turbo floor washer, next to a painting of a happy children riding horses at the back of the auditorium stage. Big stand hefts himself upon a captivatingly tiny blue chair and begins to tip back and snooze. Interior guard station, the security guards Look to the 7th floor screen to see an unfolding shot of Big Stan mid-snooze.
Hey, Jerry, come here. Check out Big Stan.
Man.
The auction auditorium, startled by his walkie-talkie. Big Stan falls back on the little chair, crunching into the ground. The 1st floor. The laughing security guards see the crunch. Interior of the power room.
You figured this out all by yourself?
Yeah.
It's a good plan.
Thank you. We got about 5 minutes and change.
5:32. Swinging on a star?
You know, they invented something while you were inside called a watch.
Hey, Tommy.
What?
Shh. Would you like to swing on a star?
Every moonbeam's home in a jar.
Tommy goes up to his circuit box and pulls down 2 large switches. Strenuously upbeat Ray confiscated singers continue to sing the song orchestrally occupied when Tommy and Hawk are not. The guard station, the lights on the floor wobble and die. The console screens blinks off. The security guards stop laughing.
Hey, what the?
Security guards on a hairpins into a standing position. Interior hallway C, insert page 255-2A. Hawkeye thunders through the dark hallway, rounding a corner. Power worm. Tommy speedily hooks the rehooks of the backs of the VCRs. They now all have their play buttons lit up.
Swing on a star, carry moonbeams.
Inside the power room, Tom briskly slams back up the switches. Guard room.
Yeah, Con Ed.
The auction auditorium. Hawk scrambles into the auditorium, glancing to the clock.
Would you rather be a fish?
He follows the blueprints towards the painting on a stage at the guard station. Big Stan comes up from behind his fellow guards, dumping the remains of the chair on the floor.
Very funny, wise guys.
The 7th floor screen shows a peaceful auction auditorium and the blue chair. The auction auditorium. From the exact angle, the viewer sees the current state of the room with Huck flinging off the painting of the horseback children, revealing a safe, but no blue chair. Huck spits out a rubber cup of electronic sensor plugged into a Walkman and affixes it to the safe above the dial.
A fish is in a brook.
Tommy exits power room. Tommy is now dashing down the hallway.
Can't write his name or read a book. To fool people is his only thought.
The auction auditorium.
Though he's slippery, he still gets caught. But if that sort of life is what you wish, you may grow up to be a fish.
Wearing headphones, Hawk cranks up the Walkman and spins the dial. The clicks from the dial are so loud he winces and turns down the volume. Then there's a clunk. The guard station, with the soundtrack singers taking over. Guard 2 sips up a coffee he doesn't swallow. He sides 0 in the blue chair, the 7th screen. He looks up to the chair remains, then back again.
Dean, I don't get it. I'm looking at the auction room and I see the little blue chair.
What the? You think that's weird? Check out screen 2.
Screen 2 shows the 2 security guards themselves hatching open on-duty beers going down a hall. Guard 2 looks to the empties atop the console.
Somebody rewired the recorders.
Auction auditorium. Hawk ditches his accessories and swings the safe door open. Inside the safe, along with the Holy Da Vinci music cue, is in the clay equestrian model from Leonardo's work table. Hawk belts out as he puts in the black canvas bag.
And all the monkeys are in the zoo.
Every day you meet quite a few.
Tommy gives Hawk a congratulatory pat.
So you see,
it's all up,
to you. You can be better than you are.
You
could be swinging on a star.
The guard station. Suddenly on the 7th screen, the image and the voices of Hawk and Tommy in process comes on.
Shit, let's roll.
The auction auditorium. Hawk puts the painting back up but stops to stare at the playful children.
Song's over, come on. You could be swinging on a star.
What am I doing here? I never wanted to do this. I wanted to play it straight.
You could be swinging on a star.
I swear I just got out of jail yesterday.
Got the horse right.
I'm robbing an auction house.
Could be swinging on a star. Let's go.
I didn't want to do it. All I wanted was a cappuccino.
You could be swinging on a star.
Wouldn't even tape a Mets game.
What are you waiting for?
Major League Baseball. This is all your fault, Tommy.
You could be
Never gonna
swinging on a
forgive you.
star. Eddie, you could be swinging on a star. Stop out of it. You could be swinging on a star. Eddie, let's take it home.
You could be
You
swinging,
could be swinging on a star.
You could be
Could be swinging on a
star.
Hawk's soliloquy is is cut short as security guards 1 and 2 crash into the auction auditorium. Tommy whips his chair at the floor washer, tipping it forward and causing its electrical cord to pull up and trip the guards into a belly flop.
Safe at third.
Hawk bolts right at the bustling up guards and locks them into Tommy's thumb cuffs. He then limbos under their connected arms and springs over the outstretched washer cord. The security guards clumsily turn and re-trip themselves.
Let's go out the back way.
The big stand suddenly comes through the back way entrance.
Keep those ideas coming.
Hawk and Tommy run toward the auditorium door. They both do a Gene Kelly-esque chair tip over before simultaneously bashing through the
Shut up! You're embarrassing me!
interior hallway with a self-conscious Hope/Crosby. We're in trouble now. Hawk and Tommy barrel down the hallway toward the men's room. Big Stand gives chase. Exterior outside ledge. Hawk rolls out in the glass to join Tommy. They secure the following floated divider rope on the other roof.
Come on, speed it.
I cannot tell you how happy I am that we covered our tracks.
Interior hall night.
Let's do the skateboard.
Interior another hall.
Left?
No, straight.
Another hall.
What are we running for? You see how fat that guard is?
Look who's talking.
Hey, I'm not as fat as that guard, am I?
Oh, no, man. You're a reed compared to that guard.
Big Stand is revealed to be stuck on the glass hole. However, he is able to raise his gun and fire. Hawk and Tommy yelp and scramble to the ledge. They look down at the huge auction house, awing and trade gulps.
Come on, Slim Jim.
I got a bad feeling.
I can't even swim.
Hell, the fall will probably kill you.
Let me ask you, how do I look?
Big Stan raises his gun. Hawk and Tommy jump down the face of the building, closer and closer to the awning. The viewer focuses upon Hawk as he free falls right into a lazy boy chair. Hawk continues his fall into a ridiculous, huge reclining chair. The footstand swooshes out with a thump. A hand pulls away in the canvas bag with a cackle and tear. Gates' apartment late night. Hawk's weirdly reclining viewpoint makes Gates at his pain more grotesque than they are. No small feat. A sub-Radio Shack stereo coughs next to a scary punch bowl of red, margarita-like substance beneath the instantly recognizable framed picture of those dogs playing poker, all atop a jungle shag. Gates in his shorts and Hawaiian shirt over a keep on trucking t-shirt raises a loud tumbler with one hand, the black canvas bag in the other.
Hudson Hawkins gets the chair of honor. How about a Gatorita? I used real hot dogs.
I'll pass.
Suddenly, a light is turned on in the corner, revealing a seated Cesar and Anthony Mario, the later talking a painful Gatestrian slip.
Good job. Not pretty, but good.
Gates pulls out the horse and looks at it.
Oh, there's trouble for a horse. Yeah, I may not know art, but I know what I like.
You certainly do.
So when's that Sebastian Cabot, Buckingham Palace looking butler head getting here?
Any minute now, dear Mr. Gates.
A malevolently snobbish British butler, Alfred, enters in a distaste. He makes a stressful glance to 3 Vanity Fairs on a coffee table that has a photo of magnetic husband-wife dog combo with the caption, Mayflower Power. Hawk notices this.
Oh, sorry, Jeeves. Gatorita.
I'll pass. May I?
Alfred takes the equestrian model and with the jeweler's loupe studies it carefully.
Leonardo da Vinci's last commission for the Duke of Milan. Irreplaceable.
Hey, Mr. French, I'm delirious for you. Now where's my cut?
With dignity, Alfred smashes the ancient horse over Gates' head. Alfred rummages through the debris, revealing a perversely Libret's crystal piece recognizable from Da Vinci's workshop.
You son of a... I don't believe this. You chewing out your way into my house and...
Alfred pockets the goodies, but not before Hawk can give them a confused purse. A blade slides down Alfred's arm, half yawning. Alfred's 180-degree POV spins before Gates and the bystanders behind him. The room's only sound is the stereo's inappropriate music. Gates shrugs, but his voice is off.
Like I said, where's my...
Suddenly a line across Gates' neck turns red and blood begins to gush like a tourist attraction. Gates crashes down upon the table holding the punch bowl in the stereo, setting it to the ground, cutting it in the music. The dog poker picture falls atop the carnage like a lid. Blown away, Hawk tries to wiggle his way out of the recliner. Alfred whips out his blade with a hand clap.
So much for his cut. Excuse my dry British humor.
You know, I think Gates promised Hawk a cut too.
Lovely work, Alfred. Taking the Concorde back?
Indeed I am, Mr. Mario. I'm really racking up those frequent flyer points.
The Murray brothers crackle out. Hawk tries to flail out of his chair. Alfred turns to him and flicks up his arm. Hawk sees his life pass before his eyes until he realizes Alfred is retracting his blade upon his arm and pulling him up off the chair.
Ta-ta, Hudson Hawk.
Interior Tommy's restaurant, dawn. Hawk bursts into the bar. Tommy sits on a stool reading the paper.
Yo, Stone.
Did I miss anything?
Gates blackmails me, you drive up. Did I miss anything? Gate gets killed. Did I miss anything? You probably went to Mrs. Lincoln at the Ford Theater and asked, how was the show? Did I miss anything? You don't get this thing looked at.
Geez, Gates was killed? Who do you think we send the thank you note to?
Hawk does a combat jump over the bar and begins to fiddle with the cappuccino machine.
Yeah, the butler did it. Guy was a cross between Alistair Cook and a Cuisinart. Took Mr. Ed Humpty Dumpty it over Gates's head. And gets this. He says the horsey was made by, get this, Leonardo?
Ah, yes, a rare Renaissance piece, Da Vinci's Sforza, an equestrian model of a never-executed statue. I consider it to be the prize of tonight's auction of Objet d'Equestrian, horse things.
Cappuccino machine sparks. A perplexed Hawk takes a couple extra seconds to back off.
Okay, you got me, Mr. PBS.
20 edition.
Attempted?
Seems 2 thieves attempted to steal it last night, but thanks to 3 courageous guards, it will be ready for tonight.
Attempted. Look, I didn't want to steal the thing in the first place, but I do have my pride. Face it, when it comes to burglary and sex,
Hawk takes the newspaper. There's a picture of the 3 security guards in a cheery pose behind the Sforza. Hawk squints to see that security guards 1 and 2 are still wearing the thumb cuffs.
This I don't understand.
Forget about it. I mean, why try? Eddie, you know the game. What are you knocking yourself out for?
Because I'm tired of not understanding things. Cops, mafia, and butlers forcing me to commit a crime, which now it appears I didn't commit at all. It's all too fucking peculiar for me. Let me ask you a question. How much does a new tuxedo cost?
You're not thinking of actually going to this. Leave it alone. We got a saloon to run together. I'll put back up Captain Bob's steering wheel.
How much does a new tuxedo cost?
Okay, you go if you want to go to the auction, but I'll be a son of a bitch if I'm paying for buying you a new tuxedo.
Here at Rutherford's auction house night, dressed in his not quite fitting but suave blazer, Hawk enters the now well-lit auction house auditorium. Chairs all set out, bored workmen in cover overalls lug equestrian items onto a podium from the familiar freight elevator.
Fantastic example of Florentine bronze. Who will start at 140,000, 40,000, 160,000, 180,000, 240,000.
Someone raises their paddle as Hawk passes beneath the hanging horse and finds an aisle seat near the stage, and an enchantedly beautiful woman suddenly takes the aisle seat next to him. Hawk inhales some smitten steam as he concentrates on the stage.
All those years of it coming to these auctions, I still get goosebumps. The paintings, the sculptures, the things that aren't really paintings or sculptures.
Pretentious vultures who don't even look up from their calculators to see what they're buying. Now that gives me goosebumps. Auctions are disgusting.
Couldn't agree more. Savages.
The woman laughs at his gear switch, then catches herself.
Law 15, a question piece attributed to the Cellini School, who will start at 250,000.
Auction entrance, big stand, the hefty guard from the heist entered the area wearing a blue ribbon. Auction area, big stand is walking in the back of the seat. Bidders and an oblivious Hawk in the foreground starts to scan varied binder types, raising their paddles to babble out dollar figures. A gutty rock star and his gloomy chick entourage, a King Farouk type with a bored teenage American hooker, and a scary Nordic princess in a monocule and a Tara. These standing assistants frantically man a table of phones set up down before the stage. One raises his arm.
So, to the caller from Newfoundland.
A stylish female assistant takes an impressive replica of the Sforza from the safe behind the podium and brings it into the auctioneer. The crowd's Hawk laughs and shakes his head.
And finally, lot number 17, thought to be lost in the war, and again last night, the Da Vinci Sforza, the jewel of the sale. Fantastic!
Is looking like a constipated warthog a prerequisite for getting a job in the art world?
There have always actually been questions of its authenticity, so to verify, we have the Dr. Anna Baragli of the Vatican. Doc?
Some of us warthogs are more constipated than others.
Hawk uneasily laughs as Anna makes her way to the stage and pulls out a large magnifying glass. A look of the distress passes over her face. Hawk closes his eyes in anticipation.
Perfection. The Vatican extends its jealousy to the lucky bidder.
We'll begin the bidding at $20 million to you, sir. 20.5, 21, your bid, madam. 21.5, 22, 22.5.
Hawk opens his eyes in confusion, but he scans Anna coming off the stage, gliding toward the phone table. Hawk floats into the aisle, curling toward her as she picks up a phone and murmurs into it.
100 million clams, Waldo!
The crowd orgasms as Vanity Fair cover boy Darwin Mayflower works the aisle, playfully musing up the appreciative, tired princess. Princess's hair glittily high, flying the rock star and smooching the hooker.
$100 million to Mr. Darwin Mayflower.
Hawk turns into a gaze with the enigmatically familiar. Anna looks up from the phone, and to do the same, she swerves her attention to the back-turned Hawk. Darwin moves to one of the two reserved empty seats as his wife, Minerva, I knew I was going to fuck that one. But Minerva makes an entrance par excellence. She is outrageously dressed with a mammoth Tiffany watch that extends from her wrist down to the acting as a leash, her obnoxious little dog, Bunny.
100,000,001, Waldo.
Darwin, in the crowd's delight, holds his struck heart.
Outbid by my own wench, Kelbermare.
Oh, don't hate me, baby. Bunny.
Fantastic! The bid is at $100,001. Any more bids?
Commencing his slow motion sequence, Big Stan comes out of a nearby door, zipping his fly. He immediately scoops Hawk into the space before the stage. The Mayflowers lower themselves into their seats with the devoured canary smiles.
Going!
Big Stan pulls out his gun and untheoretically, as not to do cause a scene, and sees this and follows Big Stan's eyeline to Hawk. Hawk turns to pursue but stops dead at the sight of the gloating Big Stan.
Going!
Big Stan launches as a gallop toward Hawk, who spins and swerves, veers back around the aisle. The Mayflower zeroes in their sight on the activity.
Gone!
The gavel comes down in a super slow motion. Anne's leg pokes out of the aisle, tripping the guard. Hawk breaks at the end of the Mayflower's row and smiles in relief, casually turned into Darwin's Minerva. The gravel continues to come down in super slow motion. Both Darwin and Mayflower suddenly duck down, smile vanishing. Hawk spins towards the stage. The gavel hits, breaking out the slow motion into wide angle. The entire podium explodes, sending debris. Equestrian pieces and eccentric bald pieces sneering into the screaming, battered crowd. Knocked off his feet, Hawk ropes into a standing position. He sees the Mayflower makes a smooth exit. He starts to give chase until he sees a battered Anna rising from the ground. A hanging unicorn cracks from the damaged ceiling and swooshes down towards Anna. Hawk bolts up upon some auction and chairs and makes a flying leap. He slams Anna out of the unicorn's pulverizing path. They wearing off the ground and move down the aisle, calming a storm of panicked art patrons.
My God, that was bold of you. You didn't have to do that.
It was nothing. Anybody would have done the same thing. It was an impulse.
No, I mean you didn't have to tackle me and rip my dress.
Oh.
And it touches Hawk slips and laughs.
I was just kidding. Thanks for saving my life, tough guy. Why was that guard chasing you?
Because danger, Doc, is my middle...
Before Hawk can finish, a changing white TriStar, a Pegasus out of nowhere hammers him into the ground and the viewer into darkness. Fade into van-type ambulance night. Hawk stirs the consciousness strapped an elevated gurney.
Why in hell?
Not quite, but close.
Hawk's eyes focus. The Mario brothers hover over him.
30 seconds and counting.
If you know what we mean.
Couldn't just play along, could you, Eddie?
Stare at the Brooklyn Bridge night. The ambulance careens onto the Brooklyn Bridge. Interior inside the ambulance, Anthony rises up a mammoth gun.
Pretty classy way of covering our tracks.
That auctioneer should be landing at LaGuardia any minute now.
Subtlety's not one of our strong points.
That is flossing.
What?
Hawk escapes from one of his straps and launches a nearby tray full of syringes into Anthony's face, where they are ghoulishly quiver. Following, Anthony fires wild shot, shattering the partition front seat of the ambulance. The scarf-faced bodyguard / driver, now in paramedic white, freaks at the started white shield. The Brooklyn Bridge, the ambulance bumper pulls off some innocent cars. Inside the ambulance, Hawk frantically tries to undo his other strap, but a howling Cesar, sidestepping his vibrating on the floor brother, latches on the back of the gurney and wrenches it backward.
Get the fuck out of here!
Outside, back of the ambulance, the elevated gurney blasts out of the back with a now unstrapped but terrific Hawk wound atop it. The gurney wheels hit the road, sparking. A sheet from the gurney caught on the road. Yanks taut. Hawk is water skiing on his stomach atop the elevated gurney. The screeching cars are weighted out by the new vehicle on the road. The gurney, battered by wind and fear, Hawk clutches the gurney and the sheet with a grit-teeth stone face. The sheet is torn from the gurney, sending it rocketing off to the side on its own grazed relation. Hawk sits toward a toll booth with a large gate arm.
Life don't get much better than this.
He then sees he's heading toward an exact change lane. Outside the back of the ambulance, the gurney flies out of the back of the ambulance, pops up. The sheets pulls taut. Swerving ambulance drags gurney, passes taxi. Hawk catches cigarettes tossed out by a fat lady. Hawk passes girls in convertible. Ambulance swerves. Cesar aims, fires, hits gurney Fifth bag sheet begins to tear, weaving it in and out of traffic. Sheets rip, gurney rolls free, ambulance gets way ahead. Hawk passes taxis, Hawk steers through traffic, passes underneath toll plaza, ahead sign, rides out of Brooklyn Bridge area, exterior toll booth plaza. Hawk reacts, toll plaza.
Toll plaza? Exact change?
Gurney catches up to passes ambulance.
Hey, how fast are we going? Ooh. Ugh, menthol. Just need my hands on you, Cesar. This is a brand new tuxedo! Hey, how's my driving? It's 1-800, I wanna fucking die! Toll booth!
Hey, is this a fraternity thing? You're cute. Are you gonna die?
Whistling wildly forward on the gurney, Hawk scrambles into his pocket and wiggles out some change. He frantically winnows out some pennies and then manically flew up the change from 20 feet away. Toll booth, the change kerchucks into the basket, and Hawk and the gurney just barely streak underneath the raising gate arm. The stereo ambulance crashes through a gate arm of another lane. Hawk and then still widely swooshing gurney cut it off front seat of the ambulance. Cesar pops his head through his partition.
Turn him into roadkill.
Anthony, seemingly obvious to the syringes, preoccupied in his skull, pokes his head next to Caesar's.
There's syringes porcupined in my skull, and yeah, run him down.
Yeah, Cesar and the bodyguard driver turn to Anthony and scream. Then all three look out of the windshield and scream. The ambulance jackknifes over a stopped car and somersaults into a fiery ball. In the foreground, Hawk's gurney coasts down a peaceful off-road. Hawk, with an unchanged expression of pure white-knuckled fear, comes to a tranquil gurney wheels, gently squeaking, stop beneath an underpass bridge. Lit by the flames of the ambulance crash, a sneering young man in a wire rim glasses emerges from the darkness carrying a steel suitcase. He kneels before Hawk and opens the suitcase, revealing a complex computer apparatus. He begins mumbling into a cellular phone. Hawk opens his phone to speak with a malevolent, silent deadpan Riot. Erling glides down a wire of the bridge. Both agents are dressed in the outfits that seem to be Milang or of fascist uniform and haute couture. That's German. On the fingers of one right hand is carved on the word hate. On the other hand is the word frog. The frog hands a befuddled Hawk card. It reaches, "My name is Kit Kat, and this is not a dream." Hawk looks up with a "huh" expression as Kit Kat chops his neck, knocking him off the gurney. The sneering computer guy hangs up his phone and pulls forward a small designer prod from his apparatus.
This is turning out to be a very bad night.
When it rains, it pours. Name Snickers. The plane leaves in 40.
Snickers zaps Hawk in the leg with his strange noise device. Hawk eyes into a fetal position. Snickers returns to his suitcase and is paused by a pleasant young black woman in the outfit.
Almond Joy, I know it's silly, but it's better than when we first started. Our code names were diseases. Do you know what it's like being called chlamydia for a year? Whoops, forgot.
She definitely kicks the rising Hawk across the face, flip-flopping him on his back. A nearby portable potty booth slams open, revealing the biggest member of the group. He fee-fi foams and slams the door. The back of his coat catches it into the slam door. He obviously moves forward, dragging in the potty forward. He stops with a confused expression, then continues moving forward with the lavatory. He then quickly turns, tipping the big potty onto himself. The other agents shake their heads.
My name's Butterfinger.
No shit.
Rumbling up, Butterfinger effortlessly picks up props up Hawk on the gurney. The mysterious group's parts to reveal a much more mature and sniggly subdued man dressed in a big lapels and a hat.
Don't you just hate kids?
Cynically. George, you promised. No old CIA or new CIA jokes.
I call them MTVIA. Punks. They think Bay of Pigs is an herbal tea, and that the Cold War involves penguins and...
Don't I know you?
You just might. The last time you saw me, I was bald, had a beard, no mustache, and I had a different nose. So if you don't recognize me, I won't be offended. I'm the guy who tricked you into robbing the government installation and had you sent to prison for it.
George Kaplan.
Hawk explodes upward. Everyone but cool Kaplan draws a gun.
You know, I'm not the type of guy to hold a grudge.
I used you as a diversion. While you were getting captured upstairs, I was shredding documents in the basement. Deep down, I guess I was just jealous. You were one incredible thief.
And to what do I owe the dishonor of a reunion?
As Kaplan lobs an arm around Hawk and converses, Snickers and Butterfinger bring out a mammoth empty suitcase and open it behind Hawk.
I want to make things up to you, kid. That's why I got you this gig. And to quote the late, great Karen Carpenter, we've only just begun.
3 minutes, 4 seconds. You know, Georgie, maybe nobody told you, but I quit stealing.
Hush. My employer wants a meeting.
Employer? The president?
No, somebody powerful. Good God, what's that?
George, you don't expect me to fall for that gag.
Shucks, guess not.
Now?
Yes, now.
Interior mysterious barren room. Hawk slowly catches out of the suitcase an exotic couch. He's been put up in aggressively fashionable Italian outfit. His eyes touch his new duds with complete bafflement. He then stumbles into his standing position to melt a gasping take in a wondrous 360 view of Rome. Italy as O Solo Mio blares on the soundtrack.
No way.
Hawk's spinning view and the music on the soundtrack slam to a halt as he zeroes in on the sight of the scary butler. Alfred elegantly reaches the top of the suitcase.
Welcome to Rome, sir.
Yes, way.
Exterior outside, interesting building day. Alfred opens the back door of the imponent Mayflower logged limousine. The car moves off as Hawk slides in. Interior the back seat of the Max Tech limousine facing Darwin Mayflower, who is blustering into the cellular. While he talks, Darwin shakes Hawk's bewildered hand, then holding up one finger in the "be with you in a sec" in a facial move.
Listen, for those kind of wages, I could have built a factory in America. They're Vietnamese, but don't they know they're Vietnamese? I mean, can't we just give them more Bart Simpson shirts? I hear depressing news like this, and I want to commit genocide! Alfred, hold my calls. So, Hawk, the Hawkster, what do you think of the vehicle?
You could host American Bandstand in here. Why'd you duck at the auction, asshole?
Because I didn't want to get hurt, Taterhead.
A fax machine comes to life as Darwin babbles.
What I can tell you, I'm the villain. Initially, it was a priority to keep a lot of the buffers between you and me, but since most of them are dead now, I thought, what the heck? Hawk, you come highly recommended. I would have done some things differently at the auction house, but hey, I want to be in business with you.
Darwin scans the fax message with an annoyance and then shoves it into a violet paper shredder. Outside the limo shredder paper litters out of a vent on the outside door. Inside the limousine, a shimmering Hawk tries to explode, but the phone rings.
My life's not some deal. Look,
It's Boston, Mr. Mayflower.
I'm sorry I have to take this. Those are valid points, though.
Darwin picks up the phone and goes, Mr. Hyde, while giving Hawk, can you believe this guy type gestures.
You better have a good excuse. You better have a better excuse. You are so weak. I'm only grateful your ancestors didn't settle America, or I'd have to change my name to Running Brave or Vomiting Antelope. Really? Well, Listen close, Daddy-o.
Darwin holds the phone over a 50-cent piece of size siren in his armrest. Darwin presses a button and a piercing noise fills the car as it comes to a stop. Darwin bolts out. Hawk hangs back, waiting for a Rod Sterling to explain things, then bolts out. And exterior EUR District Building Day. Hawk and Darwin heads up the steps of an overpowering, especially marble superstructures. Alfred brings up the rear.
Come along. So, Hockey, I won't mince words.
Whatever. Look, you own Boardwalk, you own Park Place, you own the 4 railroads. You think you're God. For all I know, you're probably right. All I wanted was to have a damn cappuccino, maybe play some Nintendo as soon as I find out what that is. Man, why didn't you just buy the horse? What am I saying? You did buy it.
Oh, let me see. There are organizations that think we wanted the Sforza for other reasons than putting it in the Da Vinci Museum we're building in Vinci. Hopefully, these organizations think our plan has been ruined with the explosion of our replica. If I seem vague, grand! We want a low profile on this. That's why I got Kaplan and the candy bars involved. I helped George, help the Mario brothers, and Gates help get you out.
Wait a minute, you got me in jail? You want to tell me what the crystal pieces inside the pony means?
Way to go, Alfie! How many people did you break that thing in front of? Good help's hard to find.
I'm gonna take that as a no.
Interior massive conference room day, a mind-blowing, pretentious painting of Darwin, Minerva, and Bunny hangs above a mammoth M-shaped conference table. Lying atop the table in heels, shades, and a heart-stopping dark outside. Minerva, nasty metal riffs, semi-audible spew from a headset she wears. Surrounding the table is a varied couple of old money and new money board members, ranging from a 9-year-old Indian prince to a sweet elderly American woman. They converse to the person at their side in a business-like tones obvious to Minerva.
Minerva.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen of the board.
The board members go into table-lute silence. Minerva continues a brief sing-along before Darwin scolds.
Let's give it up for Hudson Hawk. Minerva.
The board applauds as Alfred pushes Hawk aside.
Hello. Bubble.
Minerva lobs a ball in the air. Bunny, the annoying dog, scurries beside the Nebel. Hawks to catch it. Moving down toward the other end of the table, Hawk takes in the surreal surrounding with a battle fatigue. He sees one board member takes a luxurious sip of cappuccino. Minerva paces up upon the table.
Hawkosaurus, we got you clothes, great hotel, and a 250,000 lira per diem.
That's $200,000 a day, so he can get a hooker and some tequila. Veto Darwin.
Guess I know who has the penis in this family.
Oh, for God's sake, chain this convict.
With a yawn, Alfred pulls out a pair of state-of-the-art handcuffs. Hawk kicks out Alfred, who nimbly moves slightly and gives a pummel to Hawk's body, somersaulting him over the edge of the table into an empty seat. The board members politely applaud. Alfred pulls Hawk's hands around his back and latches some state-of-the-art handcuffs. Bunny intensely sniffs his crotch.
Oh, man.
We want Da Vinci's sketchbook. What do they call it? The Codex?
Listen, Hawk, this might be difficult to believe, but I'm a regular Joe who wants to be happy. Happiness comes from the achieving of goals, and when you make the first billion by the age of 19, it's hard to keep coming up with new ones. But now, finally, I've got myself a new goal. World domination! And with your help, Bunny, quit that!
Bunny ball. Bad Bunny.
I think he's already got today's balls.
Bad Bunny.
You want that bad bunny? But seriously, do me a favor and Concord me back to prison. I don't care anymore.
Oh, you'll go back. You won't be alone. You'll have a guinea barkeep cellmate. You're still young enough to have fun shanking child molesters for a pack of smokes, but Tommy Fivetone will go in knowing that the next time he gets out, it'll be to attend his own funeral. Depressing.
You wouldn't risk the dime to call the police. You have no proof.
The magic word.
Alfred plants a slide machine on the table, and Darwin starts clicking gorgeous images of Hawk and Tommy robbing the auction house on a bare wall. The board members gush. The elderly woman gives a thumbs up.
It's Vage du, Hawkhead. Something you wish you never did happen. We shot the entire operation with hidden cameras behind the hidden cameras. Hired the guy who did the last Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. Excellent work. Whoops. Damn photomat assholes.
A slide hits the wall of himself in a painfully tight, nipplessly bra and panties with Minerva in a malevolently macho black leather and with Alfred stoically grappling a mammoth spiked paddle. Hawk looks away and sees that the board members have an annual report type booklet in front of them that reads the Da Vinci Alchemy Project. Minerva leans over in front of him.
My man, you're gonna hit a church.
Exterior, a massive wide shot of St. Peter's Day. The Vatican stands in its glory, mobbed by hundreds of locals and sightseers. The viewer's viewpoint zeroes in on the Mayflower limousine circling around it. Interior of the limousine, Hawk looks out from the back seat of the limousine in stylish Italian sunglasses.
The Vatican. Can't believe I'm robbing the Vatican. The nuns in St. Agnes predicted that I'd end up doing this.
Two identical twins, Flukies, sit across from him, grinning stupidly. Hawk pushes his sunglasses with his middle finger. Interior stairwell, mentally casting the joint. Hawk gets some distance between him and the flunks as he enters into a room, but then has a glorious ancient map of the world mural. Interior map room. Hawk makes a scribble in a notepad before coming to a Vatican guard standing before a painting of a pope performing a coronation.
Hey, man.
Buongiorno.
Yeah, buongiorno. Look, I'm being blackmailed into robbing the Vatican by a psychotic American corporation and the CIA.
You're being, don't,
A jaded Hawk laughs and
You don't speak English. You only have very beautiful eyes for a man.
tier entrance, cassette room phone. Hawk comes into a circular open-air hallway. He scans up to a rooftop and makes a note until he sees a line of international phone boothies checking for flukies. He rips one up.
You flunkies. You hey, operator? Yeah, I'm having a wonderful buongiorno. Look, I want to make a collect call to Tommy Fivetone Messina. That's right, in New York. Yeah, stockbroker.
The flunkies drift into view. Hawk hangs up and seats off. Interior hallway leading to codex room. Hawk saunters down a long, resplendent hallway toward a room at the end of the bustling with excitement. Coming to the mouth of the room, he looks to the two gold frame mirrors on either side of the opening, rubs his head, and scribbles. Hawk takes his interior the codex room. Hawk takes his majestic beauty and practical details of the room, windows, statues, and massive ornate lighting fixtures as he moves down of the twin winding staircases leading to a path of people behind velvet ropes and the object of their gaze. The Da Vinci Codex, an old book enclosed in a glass case, propped to the familiar, beautiful drawing of a man inside a circle.
Here we enter the Da Vinci room. Are we all following? Leonardo is best known as a painter, but it is his gift as an inventor who drew together science and art that is most incredible.
Hawk brightens to the return of Anna carrying a portfolio bag, striding toward the stairs with a group of investors and families. She brightens back, giving him a quick verbal breathe and hand squeeze.
Tough guy, how's your head? What are you doing here?
That was a great place to pick up girls.
She laughs, going into her public voice.
As you know, the Da Vinci Codex has lived in the Vatican for centuries and will continue to live here for centuries more.
That's what you think.
Question, sir?
Yeah, what time do you get off?
His untiring pen predicted the airplane, the submarine, the bicycle, the helicopter, and even the tank.
A little brat trailing the group moves next to Hawk, bitching away to her stuffed elephant Pokey.
This is so boring. Do you hate Italy as much as I do, Pokey? Italy's such the big one. Why can't we go to Epcot?
The little brat stops and lets Pokey the elephant dangle from her side. Hawk eyes the elephant strangely.
These more dangerous designs inspired him to develop a secret code that...
Stuffed elephant suddenly goes flying over Anna's head. The alarm goes off. The massive ornate lighting fixture swoops down from the ceiling, inverting in the air, and slams down the codex, transformed into a makeshift cage. Strange green gas comes billowing out of the vents. Needless to say, everyone goes crazy. Coughing gas, Hawk peeks to see that a line of light sensor alarms embedded in the tablets are what set the alarm off. 2 gas masks drop airlessly from the mouth of the entranceway, and 2 racing guards wrangle them on. The little brat sees that Pokey, the stuffed elephant, has been beheaded by the cage/lamp. She is pulled away and spanked. Anna yanks a note, taking Hawk away from the gas blusters, and around him, the 2 flunkies' eyes on the Hawk are haplessly making their way up the opposite staircase.
Come on, this stuff will knock you out. Have you ever had the feeling you were being followed, Mr. Bond?
Never. Why do you ask?
Reaching to the top of the stairs, just outside the door, Anna briskly pulls Hawk into a piece of wall that is really a door. The wall closes as the flunkies come flying out, baffled. Interior circular staircase, Hawk mucho impressed, and Anna moved down a tight, dark circular staircase.
Are you going to tell me why you did that back there, or are you going to blame it on Dumbo?
Oh, you mean Pokey? Could you believe that crazy elephant?
Anna shakes her head as she opens a door into a little underground subway day. A 4-foot-high mail train rumbles down the track of a mini underground station. Workers latch into mail bags. Hawk and Anna emerge from a small door.
Vatican IRT.
The Pope takes his mail very seriously. Christmas cards, Easter seals, deliveries up to 10 at night. It's actually not such an unusual setup. Secret passageway, on the other hand. Are you going to tell me why you did that? Or are you going to blame it on Dumbo?
Yeah, Pokey. It's a crazy elephant. The Vatican is made of constant mysteries meant to be enjoyed, not explained.
Nice. But right out of our brochure.
Oh, you read that?
Actually, I wrote it. It's a good sentence. It can apply to people.
You're somewhat of an unmysterious thing yourself.
I don't steal stuffed elephants from little girls. My life is a little boring.
Yeah, mine too. Want to have some dinner with me tonight? Nice, dull, boring dinner, Scrabble, knock-knock jokes, anecdotes about famous dead Italians.
I'll bring my entire repertoire.
The 2 flunkies stumble into the station, looking around. Anna and Hawk crouch down.
Yeah, and I'll bring my entourage.
Secret passageways don't mean as much as they used to. There's a place 2 blocks east of here, Enzo's. Say 10:30?
10:30. Thanks for helping me out of here.
Hawk and Anna get each other with a smile. He crawls out an exit door. As he leaves, Anna's smile disappears. She pulls out a rosary and gives herself a self-scolding bang on the head. She then darts to a large crucifix and looks up.
Father, it's obvious. He's up to something.
Suddenly, speakers in Jesus' mouth gently crackle.
Report downstairs at once.
Yes, sir.
Interior catacomb-like area. A cardinal paces in an enigmatic Vatican area. Anna clacks up to him.
Did he mention the Mayflower?
No, Your Eminence. He's definitely going to steal the Codex. I can feel it. I'm not sure when.
Attempt to steal, you mean? The vanity of this man. Hudson Hawk. The Vatican has foiled the advances of the pirates and terrorists. We will not lie down for some schmuck from New Jersey. Must you flirt with him so effectively?
That's the only way. A wise woman once said, light conversation is rarely either.
Let me be the one to quote scripture. As an agent of our organization, you are to put in awkward situations. Just remember, Hudson Hawk is an evil man.
Yeah, the big E.
Here in Navona Piazza Day, the evil hawk clumsily strides around a fountain, looking off in all directions. Soft shoes past some seated painters and swings into interior big quirky phone booth. Hawk grabs up the phone and dials.
Yes, hello, operator. I'd like to make a long-distance collect call to a New York number. 212-555-1898.
The Mayflower limousine creeps to the edge of the piazza behind an oblivious hawk.
What? You know, it's Italy, honey. I can barely hear you, too. You sound like you're under a volcano. What? Yeah, thank you. Buongiorno to you.
Hawk turns to putting a finger in his ear. Seeing the limo, he freaks and balls himself into a corner.
Come on, Tommy, pick up. You reindeer goat cheese-eating motherfucker.
Interior Tommy's restaurant night. It's late at night in New York. A phone rings atop the bar of Tommy's restaurant with no one in sight. Interior Piazza Day. Hawk points his head to see Darwin and Minerva. Holding Bunny emerge from the limousine. As he turns into his concentration back to the phone, Tommy himself flows out from a building to cheerfully speak with Darwin and Minerva and get licked by Bunny before they all pile into the limo.
Tommy, come on, Tommy.
Hawk slams onto the phone as he turns to see the limousine pull off. Hawk angrily bursts from the door and is painfully clotheslined by Agent Butterfinger, who is dressed as a mailman. Crumbled on the ground, Hawk kicks out with his foot into Butterfinger's stomach, doubling him. Hawk then grabs him by the head and rams into the glass of the booth. Hawk rotates off from escape, but the rest of the CIA crew cuts him off, holding barely concealed guns. Snickers dressed as a maitre d', Almond as Bermuda short Tortoise, and Kaplan in his usual ensemble. Kit Kat is dressed exactly like Hawk, right down to a bloody lip. Hawk gives a double take.
Hawk. Enjoying Italy? I always had a soft spot for Rome. Did my first barehanded strangulation here. Communist politician.
Why, George, you old softy.
God, I miss communism. The red threat, people were scared. The agency had respect, and I got laid every night.
A humiliated Butterfinger comes waddling out, holding the phone. Kaplan rolls his eyes.
Sorry, Coach.
If his father wasn't the head of... Shit, I hate this. The government's got me farmed out, working for the Mayflower Corporation now. Money beats politics. War isn't hell anymore. It's dull. Don't slaughter their men and pillage their women. Just steal their fucking microchips.
You know, George, if you weren't the slimiest pinata of shit that ever lived, I'd feel sorry for you.
Well, thank you.
Good news, bud. The Mayflowers have moved up the timetable. You're hitting the Vatican tonight.
Tonight, you're whacked. The timing's off. I'm under-equipped. Damn it, I have a date!
Almond smoothly extracts Hawk's notebook and reads,
Grapple, biker's bottle, hairspray, jumper cables, pocket fisherman, acid, collapsible yardstick, softball, 100 stamps, and a large bottle of olive oil. Gee, stud, this is going to be a some date. No Harvey's Bristol cream?
Snickers. Make the list happen. Oh, and it's one thing to play hide and seek with the Mayflower's pathetic staff, but we're sore losers. I put jumper cables on the nipples of children and not always in the line of duty.
Thanks for sharing.
We blow up space shuttles for breakfast. You and your friend Tommy would be a late afternoon Trisket.
Look, jerk off. You fuck with my friend, I'll kick all your asses.
Yeah, right. By the way, as long as I'm getting things off my chest, I'm the one that killed your little monkey. Made it look like a mafia hit. Sorry. Chow. Did it just for fun.
Kaplan and the crew clearly disperse in different directions as Hawk howls in frustration. Kit Kat moves behind Hawk and perfectly mimics him.
What do you have against little Eddie, motherfucker? He was just a monkey who liked to laugh. Well, you come back without your yuppie army, I'll trisket you, you space shuttle eating shit.
Without looking, Hawk elbows his mimic Kit Kat in the face. Kit Kat gives Hawk a strained smile and hands him a card that reads, "Beware the blue wire." Hawk looks up from the card. Kit Kat is gone, but Butterfinger scampers in his place.
Hey, Mr. Hawk, I got your stamps.
Good, Yogi.
Sighing, Hawk ties the huge sheets of stamps exterior indoor train track. One of the small Vatican mail trains bullets across an indoor track. The viewer's viewpoint wishes to catch up, focusing in a very large package addressed to the Pope that has Hawk sheets of stamps slapped onto it. The train zips into a tunnel. Interior the Vatican underground subway. The train rumbles into the Vatican mini station. Two haired workers heave up the strange cargo into a sorting table. A bell rings as the clock hits 10. The walkers do a sigh of relief. Striking off their uniforms, they head out. A hand rips out of the huge package. Interior, outside the codex room, night. Hawk pops out of the secret passageway door and moves to his mouth the doorless codex room. He pauses to his hand comb in his hair in the two large framed mirrors at the sides. The codex room carrying the now frameless mirror in each hand, Hawk hustles to the top of the steps and suddenly stops. Hawk bounds down every other one of the steps to where the codex is bathed in a holy light. He leaps up the two frameless mirrors and puts them each in a groove of collapsible yardsticks running across the top. The parallel mirrors now faced out from each other. Hawk sprays a blast of firewall to reveal the light sensor beams, and then with a deep breath, he thrusts the mirrors into the beams. The light bounces harmlessly off the mirrors, and Hawk exhales. He balances the connected mirrors, then crawls through his tent-like passageway. Hawk squirts acid from a biker's bottle on cracks of the rectangular glass case that holds the codex. The acid sizzles. Interior Vatican Library, hallway night. A burly guard thoroughly stares at a painting. Thoughtfully stares at a painting. Fingers probing his chin like a critic, then continues ambling on. The codex room. Rubbing in his head, Hawk gives an excited smile as the glass cracks of the rectangular case loosens. Hawk pulls out a pocket fisherman.
Kit Kat, how'd you know about that blue wire?
The burly guard is coming down the hall outside the codex room. Burly guard approaches the outskirts of the codex room. He combs his hair into the piece of wall in the now empty mirror frame. Then realizes, muttering Italian in his walkie-talkie, burly guard rushes into the room and looks down to the sensor deflecting mirrors. Burly guard approaches the codex and sees the dripping acid. He also notices a fishing hook attached to the binding of the codex. The fishing wire leads out of the glass case. The guard reaches out to touch it, when suddenly the wire is pulled tightly upward by moving out from behind the statue Hawk. The codex flies off its perch, setting off the alarm and sending the bizarre cage/lamp crashing down and around the helpless burly guard. The green gas commences its noxious billowing as the codex swooshes into Hawk's hands. He then hurtles a softball, smashing a window on the other side of the room. The familiar Vatican guard and a guard 3-barrel down into the mouth of the codex room. Only one gas mask drops in the doorway. The Vatican guard pulls it on and gives it "That's life" shrug of shoulders to the fainting guard 3. Hawk puts on the missing gas mask and launches a grapple around the ceiling cord to the dropping ornate lighting fixture. Hawk then Tarzans from the staircase to another. He then ungrapples and his heads toward the shattered window. Exterior the roof. Hawk flings off his gas mask and bangs in a classical skipping across the rooftop jaunt. Suddenly a brick on the sliding slanted roof gives way and Hawk falls. His canvas bag goes skipping down across the roof, landing against the antenna. Jeez. Antenna. Interior, the Pope's bedroom. A TV show showing Mr. Ed speaking to Wilbur in Italian goes fuzzy. The Pope, wearing his famous hat and Notre Dame bathrobe, angrily bangs on it. Exterior, the roof. Hawks harvests his grapple on the level part of the roof and slides down the door of the dangling off the antenna bag. The Vatican guard pops out of the window and fires a warning shot. Hawk stretches the bag, his fingers touch as the guard continues to bound forward.
Maybe I'll be lucky and he'll shoot me.
Hawk pulls up the bag and turns himself to see the Vatican hovering over him on the roof.
Worms on the other foot, Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Hawk sees the Vatican's guard foot move towards the grapple. Hawk ferociously thugs, rippling the guard off balance and knocking down his side of the roof. Exterior, top of a nearby wall, Hawk dashes atop nearby wall and hurdles his grapple across a road around a tree branch. Hawk tries the end of the grapple line, tosses it on a friction belt, takes a breath, and jumps off the wall. Rising up over the roof, the Vatican guard aims a gun at Hawk, sliding back. Suddenly, Tommy in the black cat burglar gear backhands the guard across the face, sending him back to the roof. The gun bounces down the front of the roof, goes off. Hawk is almost to the other side when the gun's bullets hits the friction belt. Hawk drops with a wild scream and lands with a painful straddle atop a street lamppost. His eyes bug out with the thought of a life without children. He slowly spins off the lamppost and sails down upon exterior bus and the comfortable luggage housed on top of it. Hawk tries to maintain his balance upon the wobbling baggage, but the bus makes a quick turn.
1 sec.
Oh, stop it, sir. And goes flying off. Exterior, right off into a calf chair night. Painting and discombobulated, Hawk looks across the table to the female, hands holding a pen, open menu. The menu comes down. It's Anna. Hawk unpretzels and lamps his canvas bag.
Oh, I was worried you weren't going to drop by.
Am I late? You look really nice. Did I say really nice? What?
I'm the waiter, sir.
Oh.
Hawk does the honor sign with his black gloved hand and then quickly rips it off as a waiter comes to the table.
You're very nice. Fettuccine con funghi porcini, prego.
Bellissimo, signor.
Oh, and bring me a bottle of ketchup with that too, will you?
You heard him.
Exterior, another table night. At a comfortable distance, curled behind a heat lamp, Snickers, Almond Joy, and hapless Butterfinger are being uglier Americans to an uncomprehending waiter.
Come on, Pierre. Steak, burger, French fries. This is France. You gotta have French.
Actually, we're in Italy, Butterfinger. She said it made a difference.
The waiter sneaks off. Butterfinger spreads butter over the entire baguette.
Italy, France, Moscow. They all just want to be Nebraska. Old man Kaplan thinks since communism is dead, we got nothing to do. Man, democracy is just not free elections. We got to show this world that democracy is big tits, college football on Saturday afternoons, Eddie Murphy saying the word fuck, and kids shoving their hands down garbage disposals on America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah, maybe. When's the last time you got out of vacation? You had a vacation? Jesus. I got to get out of this job. My mom knew her daughter assassinated the leader of the anti-apartheid movement.
Quit bitching. You got the Employee of the Month plaque for that shit.
To be in Paris and in love.
What happened? Hold on. Oh, okay. Hawk and lands table. Physically sarcastic, the waiter brings a tall wine basket with a bottle of ketchup in it. Hawk naps it.
Grazie, molto bene. This is bueno. They had the worst ketchup in prison.
Prison?
I was the warden?
How long were you in?
Let's just say I never saw E.T.
Wow, you were in the joint, doing hard time. It's funny, but that excites me. I seem to have a thing for sinners.
Well, I seem to have a thing for sinning. Check, please.
Ah, yeah. Anything for dessert?
Yes, something to go.
I'll bring the ketchup.
Interior in his house night.
Where did you get the hawk?
Auctioneer, New York.
Why do they call you Hudson Hawk?
Yeah, the hawk is a slang word for the wind that blows in the wintertime. Like, I grew up in a town called Hoboken in New Jersey. Now, Hoboken is on the Hudson River, so Hudson Hawk.
Hudson Hawk poet. Hudson Hawk, so why'd they call you Hawk?
Well, anytime anybody needed something stolen or needed a favor from me, they'd come to me and I'd perform the favor like a hawk. You know, like the wind.
Where'd you get these?
Had a little accident around the house.
What happened?
I fell on some chickens.
Does it hurt?
Yeah, it hurts.
Maybe I can make them better.
I see what you can do. Hey, don't tickle, don't tickle. Hey, come here, I want to tell you something. I gotta whisper it to you. Come here.
I can't do this.
What's the matter?
It's been a long time for me.
It's been a really long time for me. Outside of a friendly dog sniffing my genitals yesterday, it's been a slow decade. If I don't make love every 10 years, I get a little cranky. You know, I may have forgotten how to kiss girls.
Their heads fuse for a semi-classic screen kiss until the crucifix lights up and begins shouting in Italian.
Catholic girls are scary.
Somebody robbed the Vatican.
Really?
Anna slides on her shoes and makes a hasty retreat. She bumps into the canvas bag. The codex slides out. They both catch it in midair. Annie's eyes pop. She wrenches the codex away and kicks. Annie pulls her into a compassionate back against his stomach hug. The codex falls to the floor unharmed.
It's not what you think. Okay, maybe it is, but...
You went and did it. You really did it. In one day. Less than a day of planning. You did it. You started the week stealing the Sphora and you ended swiping the codex?
Yeah, but...
What are your plans for the weekend? Oh, hoisting away the Colosseum? Hawk, but tell me, did the devil make you do it? Or did Darwin and Minerva Mayflower?
Exterior car outside of Anna's place night. Crammed together in the front seats, Almond, Joy, and Butterfinger are watching the shadows of Hawk and Anna up in the window. Snickers snaps a cartridge into a gun, while Butterfinger attacks a gooey pastry, then discards it.
Duncan does it better.
What's going on in there?
You want me to rape them?
Just go read, Butterfinger.
Butterfinger pulls up the book on Da Vinci that Anna wrote and starts reading like a schoolboy.
Da Vinci had fears about his more dangerous designs, so he created a shorthand code in reverse script.
Do it yourself. What are they doing?
All right, enough of this. In 20 seconds, we go in.
Interior Anna's place, foam shoots out of the coffee. Hawk smiles down at it as Anna works a cappuccino machine.
For 2 years, I've been tracking the Mayflower's peculiar interest in 3 Da Vinci pieces. Their Sphora replica was a fake, the gas leak that supposedly destroyed it.
Does everyone in the world know more than I do? Jesus, I'm just some guy who happens to get at swiping stuff. Hey, Dad, what time is it? Oh, I don't know, son. Let me check my watch. What? Somebody stole my watch. Oh, you got me again, son. Who knew it would lead? They even got the CIA involved.
The CIA what?
Oh, well, guess I do know something nobody else knows. He's looking at you, kid.
The car outside, the agents burst from the car, guns raised.
Now!
At his house, Hawk sips the cappuccino. His face immediately contracts.
This doesn't taste like cappuccino.
Oh, I must have put too much ethyl chloride in it.
Anna throws a pillow on the ground and holds out her hand. Hawk collapses. His coffee cup lands perfectly in Anna's outstretched hand. and his head lands perfectly on the pillow. Butterfinger crashes the door and himself onto the ground. Snickers and Almond race in, guns raised.
Why didn't you tell me at the restaurant that he had hit the Vatican tonight? My people will not be happy. I want to see Kaplan.
It's not overly possible.
For security reasons, Mr. Kaplan's coordinates are being kept secret, even from us.
Guys, he's in the castle at Vinci.
Snickers and Almond grimace into fake smiles. Exterior of the castle night, a helicopter thunders up the awesome castle from the opening Da Vinci sequence. Interior mysterious dark room.
Way to go, Anna.
Hudson Hawk had some interesting things to say about Darwin, Minerva, and you. Basically, that you're part of the same carpool.
Anna. If this was true, Almond would have handed you your heart right after you handed me the codex. Now the trick is this. As soon as the Mayflowers find out that we have the codex, they'll want to make a deal. Those greedy pigs. So we'll deal. They buy, we bust. Operation Deflower, Mayflower.
What about Hudson Hawk?
I wouldn't worry about him. He's gonna be very well taken care of. Now you look tired. Maybe you should go back to Rome and get some sleep. Kit Kat.
Cat got his tongue?
Actually, he never told us what it was. Arrivederci, baby.
With all due respect, to that great dress, how come you didn't let me cut out her heart?
Close call. But she's our only way of keeping tabs on that damn mysterious Vatican organization.
Do you think they have any idea that Operation Deflower Mayflower is as bogus as Kit Kat's tits?
No, but bringing her to the Mayflower Castle may have given her a big, juicy hint. Hawk. It's time to go to the principal's office.
Exterior into the castle night, moving into the chopper. Anna glimpses Bunny, the obnoxious dog, in a Mayflower logo dog tag. Taking a leak on some bushes, she fakes a yawn on the liked dress Kit Kat who fakes one back. Interior of the Golden Machine Room night, Kaplan, Hawk, and the other agents march into the mammoth room of the opening scene, in the place of where one of the members of the Golden Machine are indulgently sheets beneath which are unassembled parts of the machine. Inside, a ball goes whizzing out of a tennis ball machine. In tennis gear and goggles, Darwin Mayflower thracks it against the wall of now faded frescoes. Also in tennis threads, Minerva is laying on a chase lounge, pressing a gadget that causes another ball to shoot out. Darwin batters it. The ball ricochets into the forehead of an amused Alfred, retrieving balls in sweatpants.
Jolly good shot, sir.
Wrong button. No, it's Hudson Hawk. You cease to amaze me, convict. You are a terrible cat burglar.
Haven't you ever seen, like, David Niven, tiptoe in, tiptoe out?
Like cat, one would say.
I can always take it back.
Hawk reaches for the codex. Kaplan pulls it over to Darwin, who slips the binding and tugs out another geographically perverted orchestral.
Another piece of the puzzle for the Da Vinci alchemy project.
Kaplan, Darwin, and Rivera look up to Hawk, and then to reach each other. All start to speak, then all stop. This quandary is deferred by the entrance of the twin flunkies.
Oh, you. There's nothing more that I hate than failure. All you had to do was follow the hawk. It's not like I said, teach our nation's children how to read. I suppose we're just gonna have to kill him.
Shockingly swift, Minerva pulls a small gun from beneath her tennis dress and blasts a burning hole between each set of flunky eyes, splattering them to the ground.
But I was kidding.
A shocked Hawk backs from the blitz carnage into a forklift which is carrying a sheeted slope of materials. The familiar Gold machine demon head drops out from the sheets into Hawk's outstretched curious hand. The Mayflowers reverberate off each other with laughter. Bloodstained Kaplan and Almond joy exchange an eye bulge. Minerva's smile disappears as she sees Hawk by the forklift.
Get away from there, convict.
Just browsing.
Snickers touches him. Hawk smashes him in the jaw. Snickers rears back to reciprocate.
Tim, we need him for the final job.
Oh, really? Don't hurt me. Even if I do this?
Hawk pulls Snickers' glasses off and stamps them.
How about this?
Hawk knees Butterfinger in the stomach.
Surely this must offend. Oh, Mamma Mia Pizzeria. Things are really heating up at the Da Vinci Castle tonight. May I call you Minnie? You put your left foot in.
Come to think of it, there is a part of your body that you don't need for your next job.
I always wanted to sing like Frankie Valli.
Big boys don't cry.
At 352. Look, you Eddie Munster looking. Somebody better start telling me what's going on, or I ain't doing another thing, and I wouldn't mind getting paid either. I wouldn't be treated like an adult.
That's fair. Tomorrow. Back in Rome. Now go to your room.
Into your dark confession booth, morning, the lips of Anna come into light.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. It's been 1,200 hours since my last confession.
In the cardinal side of the confession booth, the cardinal suppresses a yawn.
Hit me with your best shot.
I betrayed a man, a good man, an innocent man, a thief.
Anna, what are you trying to say?
Anna's darkened.
He came into a world where crime is a legitimate business tactic and a legitimate government procedure, but he knows right and wrong. Oh, we kind of messed around.
The cardinal freaks and goes into some Italian gibberish before.
Santo Dio, they destructia. Messed around. I knew. I don't want to know. First base? Second base? Stop me when I'm getting warm.
A little petting is not the issue.
Sorry. 17 Hail Marys and 5 minutes outside.
Here outside the confession booth, morning, the cardinal emerges and stands by Anna's confessional curtains.
So, sister, what you are saying is that Hudson Hawk is not willingly working for the Mayflowers, that Kaplan and the candy bars are?
Anna moves out of the confessional curtains wearing a full nun habit for a she is a nun. The ghastly beautiful church unfolds as they walk.
You got it. Operation Deflower Mayflower is a joke, and I'm the punchline. I thought we were using the CIA to get to Mayflower, but really the CIA was using me to keep us away from Mayflower.
Oh, why couldn't I be the cardinal in charge of catering? If the Mayflowers get 3 sections of Da Vinci's crystal and his instructions for the gold machine, do we got anything? What of Tommy Fivetown, Hawk's friend? Where's his loyalty?
I'm going to find out.
Sorry for losing it back there, but you must remember, sister, you have vows to God as well as a mission to the world.
Yes, Your Eminence. Just say, God go with me.
I go with you, sister.
Anna puts on the coolest pair of sunglasses, deliciously contrasting with her habit. She moves off into her Rome conference room next day. Beneath the wacky portraits, Darwin circles the board member filled with conference table as Minerva smooches Bunny. Everyone watches Alfred place a bar of gold and the lead in the hands of a blindfolded Hawk in the middle of the M.
So, Captain Hawk, in one of your paws, you've got a gold bar worth of about 8 thou. In the tray, you got lead that won't get you gelato.
Oh, surely, Master Thief, like you could tell the difference.
That's one down to Kitty Carlisle.
Hawk weighs the 2 bars in his hands, digs with his fingernails. He rips the blindfold in subdued frustration. As Minerva speaks, she unconsciously molests Alfred.
Cool, isn't it? Weight, feel, malleability. They're all but identical. On the periodic chart of elements, they're but 1 proton apart. Great minds worked for centuries to turn worthless into priceless.
Alchemy.
Alchemy is the business term of the 90s, my man. Minerva read about it in the airline magazine about 4 years ago. I dumped some lira into research. Shazam! We've come across a diary of one of Da Vinci's apprentices detailing La Machine de Oro, the gold machine for those at home. And the rest is about to become history. Money isn't everything. Gold is. Fuck T-bills. Fuck blue chip stocks. Fuck junk bonds. I got the real deal. Money will be paper, but gold will always be gold.
A couple of years of steady production and we'll be flooding the market with so much gold that gold is the foundation of all finance will lose its meaning. Brokers, economists, and fellow entrepreneurs will drown in the saliva of their own nervous breakdowns.
Sounds like a party. Markets will crash, financial empires will crumble. Except for yours. Goal of world domination.
1992, Europe is coming together to become one business superpower. It's one party we're going to love to poop.
The awesome USA team. Darwin clicks on the slide machine, revealing a Darwin of the helicopter model from the opening scene. He and Minerva fire out instructions to a dazed and nauseous Hawk.
Well, that said, the last ingredient in the recipe is a model of a helicopter,
which is on display for 3 days only at the retrospective at the Louvre in Paris.
As opposed to the Louvre in Wisconsin.
Just shut up. You're gonna make me lose my place. The security will be overwhelming.
12 guards will.
Time out. Who gives a shit? I choose not to accept this assignment. This is all too Indiana Jones and the Lost City of King Tut for me, man. Like, throw me in jail and go ahead. Just try and throw Alex.
Jail, you asshole. Our foot soldiers will blow your brains out. A bunny bottom.
Minerva angrily throws the dog off her lap and wipes a tennis ball into his mouth. Whips a tennis ball into him.
I'll torture you so slowly, you'll think it's a career. I'll kill your family, your friends, and the bitch you took to prom.
Need the dress on that last one?
Bunny barks up at Hawk in anger.
It too, Bunny?
You've got a dilemma, Tiger. I think I know what's going to help you solve it.
Alfred quickly slaps on the state-of-the-art handcuffs and the blindfold. The viewer's viewpoint stays on the writhing Hawk.
I'll kill you all, even the old lady.
Hawk kicks back on the table, jump ropes the cuffs, then picks the lock with his teeth. Hawk rips off the blindfold to see that the entire room is empty except for Tommy sending to the other room in a conjurious Italian leather coat.
I hated
Incongruous.
cigarettes until I... Shut the fuck up. I hated cigarettes until I saw my first no smoking sign. Keep off the grass, let's play soccer. Only law I cared about was friendship. Broke that one too, didn't I? This Gates, Mario Brothers, CIA, Mayflower, Da Vinci thing seemed like a sweet deal. Visit foreign lands, take their treasures. I don't know, I thought you'd get into it. It's better than playing darts with MBAs at the bar. I didn't know it was going to be like this. Them using me to use you. I'm sorry. There's only one way out of this, and it's going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you.
Tommy pulls out a gun from his jacket and clicks in exterior Familia Piazza Day. The piazza from the fascist EUR building are bustling with the office workers laughing, smoking, and hustling. Darwin, Minerva, and Kaplan are a solid troika in the center of the steps. The other agents stroll in the periphery.
Periphery, you move.
Periphery.
I just don't think it was a smoking hot idea to leave him up there alone.
Freak out. Oh my God. Relax, George. That's why we put the old pasta slurping guinea on the payroll to begin with. Ugh, to keep Hawk in line. They'll talk about being buddies and chugging brewskis. Poopsie.
Fuck me. You gotta love male bonding.
As Darwin slaps Kaplan on the back behind them, Hawk and Tommy come crashing out of the window, slamming upon a large M on the stairs.
You were saying?
Flying of the M, moving to the edge of the stairs, Hawk and Tommy and Leathers holding his guns sprout up from their own debris and continue savagely brawling. The winning out a passerby gives them space.
You fucked my freedom for a lousy job?
Hawk roars forward like a bull in helmets, Tommy. They roll together down the massive staircase. Darwin, Revere, and the CIA who we act with. This can't be happening. Catatonia. Two shots go off as Hawk and Tommy crash to the bottom of the staircase. Hawk rises up in a daze to see Tommy on the ground with two blood.
Tommy, no, not like this. Tommy, Echo, Tommy, don't go out like this. No. Echo, Stone.
Hawk falls to his knees as the Snickers hustles towards him. Sirens are heard as police vans pull up. 4 policemen blast from the back of the van. One holds back to the crowd. One strenuously pulls Hawk into the van. The other two dragging Tommy. The villains look to each other for non-existent guidance as the van pulls away.
Plan B, George.
Plan B.
Or Plan F. Using initiative, Snickers snaps his fingers at Butterfinger. They both hop on Vespis and roar off after them. The van can be seen swerving off around a corner where it bolts into a much larger track marked Vatican souvenirs. 2 seemingly innocent bystander priests break demeanor to flop up the wheel ramp, slams close to the back of the truck, lock it shut, and continue their solemn way. Exterior Rome overlook. Anna looks out. Vatican truck pulls up. Tommy and Hawk emerge fighting.
No sweat, Tommy. You made the biggest mistake of my life. How come you took a job with the Mayflowers? How much is your per diem?
Hey, don't act like you never committed a crime before, Eddie. I know I made a bad call. Anna tracked me down.
Thank God you're dead.
It was so beautiful. When the blanks went off, everybody freaked. You can't beat Heinz 57.
Tommy, you fucked my freedom for a lousy job.
Hudson, you don't understand.
I said I was sorry.
And you, Dr. Cappuccino, you ought to be glad I don't hate women, assuming you are a woman, because from now on, I ain't assuming nothing.
Eddie, I'm sorry. I honestly thought we could make this job work for us. Anna made me realize what a stupid pawn it was. Hey, I love you, man.
Hudson, I'm sorry. I work for a convent, work for a covert Vatican humanitarian organization. The CIA made a fool of me. What's more, I really care for you.
Oh, well, what's this?
Hawk pulls the demon head that was in the Mayflower Museum from out of his pocket. Anna turns white.
Where did you get this?
Mayflower Museum. You know the place where you gave the bad guys the codex?
It's from the gold machine.
Oh.
So they really were that close to making it work.
But now that they've lost the services of a certain cat burglar and his dead partner,
They can't get the third piece of the crystal.
And we get to
we
go
get to
home.
go home.
Hey, Stone, let me ask you something.
Go.
Why did they leave all those rocks and shit lying around the yard?
Maybe they're not finished yet. They're called ruins, Eddie.
Ruins. Huh.
Interior Anna's apartment, night.
And so when we go up to this hotel room, we open the door and see little Eddie in bed with this little monkey hooker.
She had silk stockings. Little Eddie was going steady.
That monkey had a look on his face when I caught him that I have never seen on any human being.
You know, speaking of being caught, isn't the CIA going to think to check out this place?
They bought the fake death, and they think Hawk's been arrested. Kaplan and candy bars were seen by my sources boarding a plane out of Rome.
Where to?
I'm not.
Five Tone, will you stop worrying?
I'm not worried. I'm just cautious.
Okay, you have to tell me. Why is he called Tommy Five Tone?
It was this guy who lived in our neighborhood named Victor Pinzola.
Excuse me. Am I excused? Is it my name?
Yes.
Then it's my name. I'll tell it. You see, there was this guy, Victor Pinzola.
And everyone called him Pinhead because he had this big, loudmouth, arrogant dude who was always bossing.
Tommy glares Hawk into silence.
Hey, if you don't mind, Victor made the mistake of hitting me up for some bullshit protection money.
It wasn't about that. It was about Donna the Boffer.
It wasn't about a broad or a boffer. It was about the money. So this guy holds out his hand for the do-re-mi, and I was still young enough to be stupid, so I...
It's not what happened.
Eddie, this is my name, my story, so let me tell it.
You're doing great. Go ahead.
Now, why don't you do it?
So Victor is bugged because Tommy is hitting on his girl. So Victor comes into the bar. Tommy and him are having words, and the next thing I know, Tommy hits him. Bam, 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 bam! 5 shots, and for every punch, a tone comes out of his mouth. And heretofore unheard of by modern man. Sounds like this. Tommy Five Tone. I gave him the name.
My name.
Well, guys, on that note, it's time for bed.
Couldn't agree more. You sleep here.
What? Where are you going to sleep?
Ignoring the endured Anna raises up, closes the shutters, and turns off the music.
I'll get you some sheets.
Yeah, we'll get you some sheets for the entendre.
Yeah, I'll get my sheets too for that. Hawk leaps up and moves toward Anna in her bed.
It's a very special night.
Yes, it was.
Is?
Hawk moves in for a tender kiss. Anna pecks him.
Was. There's things about me you don't know.
There's things I don't know about you, and about me, and about that bed.
Anna warmly laughs, dumping 2 pillows and 2 sets of sheets into his outstretched for a huge arms. Tommy is poking his head over the couch in the background, holding in his laughter.
This is not the time, Hudson.
Don't call me Hudson. Well, can't we just have a late night cappuccino?
I'm sorry, the machine's still set up for poisonous foam.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Good night.
Hawk shuffles back toward the rumbling with suppressed laughter. Tommy.
Not a word, Tommy. Not a word.
It's a very special night.
That's it. Hit the floor. If I'm not getting no cappuccino and I ain't getting no trim, I'm at least taking the couch.
Hawk flops on the couch and puts his head on the pillow. Interior Anna's apartment. Next day, sunlight through the shutters into Hawk's now smiling face as it rests unmoved in the pillow into this happy image come from Snickers electric kettle prod. It zaps Hawk awake. With a howl, he spins on the couch to see behind him Kaplan and the rest of the candy bars, except for Kit Kat. All are laughing in amusingly casual clothing. T-shirts, tank tops, turned the other way, baseball caps. They have an eerie fraternity on a spring break ambiance. Butterfinger even has a cooler of brewskis.
License plate on the police van had a Vatican prefix. I'm losing respect for you guys. You were that close, buddy, to getting away with this crap.
Tommy snoring from the floor becomes apparent. Hawk kicks him. He whines in irritation, then finally awakes to take in the situation.
Oh, what's...
Where's Anna?
Hey, George, it's great that you folks dropped by, but next time, you should really call ahead.
Yeah, why don't you stop back in a half hour? We'll grab a shower, pick up some croissants and shit.
You know, I really wish I could come up with glib repartee the way you guys can, but I can't. So I'll just paralyze you. AJ?
Karate darts! When it comes to instantaneous loss of all physical control below your neck, I can't recommend them more highly.
As she speaks, Almond slutters forth, putting a small, classy blowgun in her mouth like a cigarette. She flicks open a cigarette case, revealing blow darts. She blows one into a hawk's neck. He splays it into a Jeff Field sitting position. Tommy leaps up only to get on one in the chest. He crumbles next to Hawk on the couch. Snickers joins Almond to maneuver their paralyzed bodies into identical one-armed over-the-couch legs, cross-Emily position. The vivid heads of Hawk and Tommy amusingly bark out in helplessness.
Bite your tongues out.
We're gonna kill you.
We're gonna kill you. We're gonna rip your lungs out.
Look at my teeth at you.
Come on, you chicken shit sons and daughters of bitches. My head against your heads. Fair fight.
This is how I go out. Like a hunk of fucking Play-Doh, like some Gumby in a store.
The candy bars laugh even more. Rambunctiously, Butterfinger dribbles his beer.
Keep laughing, Jumbo.
Oh, shit, you made it come out of my nose.
George, this is no way to get me to do the Louvre.
Hawk, the Louvre is yesterday's news, or should I say this morning's.
Kit Kat suddenly emerges from the chimney in a Santa outfit holding a bag of goodies. He flips out a newspaper. Louvre attacked. Billions in artwork destroyed. Guards slaughtered. Da Vinci model missing. The candy bars cheer and hoot.
Louvre.
Louvre attacked.
I admit we displayed a lack of nuance. Didn't wear black, didn't sing Swinging on a Star. It hurts me to think that if we showed Butterfinger which way to point a bazooka, the Mona Lisa might still have a head.
Guilty chuckles. Almond playfully messes up with a sheepishly smile Butterfinger's hair.
But we weren't being graded for neatness, only results.
To the sound of the Holy Da Vinci theme, Kaplan pulls out the Da Vinci helicopter model from a Kit Kat's bag of goodies.
Damn it, Yanks lost again.
How'd the Mets do? Can you turn to section D?
Butterfinger tips the couch forward, sending our smart-ass heroes to the thumb on their backs on the floor. Kaplan menacingly hovers over them.
You guys still might be the fairest cat burglars of them all. Maybe if you weren't such snobs, some innocent guards would still be alive. It's irrelevant now. You're irrelevant now.
Kaplan flicks a switchblade and cuts into the bottom of the helicopter model, unleashing the small, intricate mirror from the opening.
Tonight, in the castle at Vinci, we make gold.
Next month in Tokyo, London, Paris, and Moscow, we make financial chaos. This is no joke.
But this is... Mrs. Hawkins, can Eddie come out and play baseball? But don't you kids know Eddie is paralyzed from the neck down? Yeah, we want him to be third base.
Suddenly, Ana Lara Diaz in the apartment hefting up 2 big grocery bags.
Rise and shine, sleepyheads.
Hi, Anna.
Hi, Anna.
All right, more babes for the party.
Hi,
Hi, Anna.
Anna suddenly pulls a gun and some handcuffs from a drawer, her voice turning hard and collected. She points the gun directly at George. His face drops.
Don't be foolish, Mr. Kaplan. This bud's for you. Why don't you give me that crystal?
Anna Baragli!
Aim to play.
Anna flings the cuffs at Kaplan's feet. He smiles. The other candy bar smile. Almond calmly flings forward, maneuvering out her blown gun and blown darts, and swerves the gun toward her.
Lines. Anna Banana Fofana, you're not going to shoot little old me. You're not going to shoot little old anybody. I read your dossier, sister. Sister?
Almond blows a dart into Anna's throat. She convulses forward, pirouetting to the ground right next to Hawk.
Why didn't you shoot?
I'm sorry, Hudson.
Don't call me Hudson. I told you only the nuns call me... Why did she call you sister?
I'm sorry, Hudson. I really meant to tell you.
The candy bars recklessly laugh. Kit Kat holds up a card that says Raucous Laughter.
He didn't know.
Raucous Laughter, excuse me.
Shut up. He didn't know?
Hawk likes it none.
Snickers and Butterfinger pull up habits from a nearby drawer, dancing with them, biting his lip off. Tommy painfully whimpers, trying to hold in his own laughter.
It's better be tears you're crying, Tommy.
Doesn't mean I don't love you.
Oh no, I'm sure you love me. You're a nun. It's your job to love me. You probably love Butterfingers.
Well, yeah, in a weird Catholic way I do. But you...
They try to stretch their heads forward for a kiss. Their lips almost touch until Butterfinger pulls Anna up and flops her over his shoulder.
Miss Baragi's Da Vinci expertise allows her to go to the next course. As for you, a souvenir.
Kaplan tosses the empty Da Vinci model on the floor.
You know, Hawk, I'd like to think, in a way, we did this job together. In another life, we could have been friends. But I fear not in this one. You're about to find out. Ciao.
Kaplan turns to depart with Kit Kat and the Anna Tiny Butterfinger. Anna's upside down head speaks.
Later, guys.
Easy for you to say.
Snickers takes the bag of goodies from an exiting Kit Kat and moves forward along with Almond Joy.
Boys, we got some good news and some bad news.
The good news is that you'll be completely unparalyzed in 2 minutes.
The bad news is that it gives you only about 5 seconds to defuse the bombs.
Bombs?
Snickers and Almond Joy snicker and pull out rifles that have time bombs attached to them. Almond Joy fires hers upward. The bomb launches from the rifle and suctions atop the ceiling. It reads 205, 204. Hawk and Tommy moan, "Oh!" Up at the top, Hawk manages to move out of his legs, flinging upward. Tommy manages to move out of his arms, flinging upward. Snickers and Almond Joy are totally entertained.
I'm glad it has to be like this. I'll shoot mine in the kitchen.
Snickers hefts up his rifle and turns towards the kitchen when suddenly, with his alive leg, Hawk boots Snickers in the genitals. His rifle falls into Tommy's live hand. He shoots the bomb into Snickers' head, really unparalyzing Tommy, then tips over and grabs Anna's handcuffs and attaches Snickers' leg to the couch.
Almond Joy, more paralysis.
Almond Joy fumbles with her blown gun and Curie blow darts. She gets one in the gun when Hawk stiffly roars up from the dead, grabs her by the shoulder, and wraps his lips around the other end of the blowgun. He shotguns the dart in her mouth. She crumbles onto the couch dead from the neck down.
That's what I get for dotting a nun.
Like the living dead, Hawk and Tommy start to shuffle away. Snickers tries to pull off the bomb as it and its brother on the ceiling go 59, 58.
You can move?
Yeah,
Why didn't you tell me?
I didn't know until a couple seconds ago.
Tommy, look at Snickers.
Hawk, Tommy, I'm a good guy, goddammit. I'm a winner, an American male winner. College tits on Saturday. Eddie Murphy saying the word garbage to Sizzle.
I gotta get a new job.
Feet don't fail me now.
Oh God, I always wanted to know how to play the harp. There's just never enough time. Rosebud.
Tommy, look at Snickers.
Snickers is gonna have a migraine.
Buongiorno! Nobody fucks with the Mario brothers and lives. And yeah, you didn't think I would find you? Who the fuck are you?
Anthony Mario.
Anthony Mario.
The time bomb goes 0.
Hey, maybe it's a dud.
Hawk and Tommy bound through the shutters. Anna's terrace. Their bodies dive off the terrace inside apartment. Anthony is genuinely confused, holding his gun.
Hey, where's everybody going? I just got here.
Snickers blows up. So does the apartment. Anna's terrace. The window and the shutters blast open. Below Mayflower Castle, dusk.
I'm telling you, it was a right.
All right, all right. That's not what I'm worried about.
What are you worried about?
What about you? You sure you're up for this climb?
Climb? Are you kidding? We're 15 minutes from the castle gate. We can drive there.
I knew that.
Hawk and Tommy turn around and head into the car, and the car rumbles off the viewer viewpoint, goes back up toward the castle to the window of interior the art treasure room. Darwin and Minerva, Alfred, Kaplan, and Butterfinger in chic military gear, and Kit Kat paces before Anna, who is elegantly strapped to a designer chair. They are surrounded by an awesome collection of Mayflower treasures, outlandish antique furniture, gold statues, and Furbridge eggs.
Fabergé.
Fabergé eggs.
Anyway, I don't know. This Kararu we've been using is sometimes has side effects.
Don't say George.
Anna speaks out in not happy, zoned out, laborious tone. Laborious tone.
I feel like a dolphin who's never tasted melted snow.
Listen, Anna. The Apprentice diary contains a code that explains how the 3 pieces of the crystal fit together. If you would just do us the honor of deciphering the code.
Alfred reels out a card that has an ancient diary, the crystal pieces, and the intricate mirror upon it.
What does the color blue taste like? Bobo knows. I have to go talk with the dolphins now.
Anna starts to screech like a dolphin. Minerva hopefully raises her hand in a gets my vote manner.
Just shoot her. Anybody? Darwin, this is supposed to be torture, not therapy.
Can't you see what kind of pain I'm in?
We cut out the scene at this moment to go to exterior beneath the castle turret dusk. Hawk and Tommy rumble around a castle turret. They stop next to a dry pit to a paint. Tommy is carrying the golf bag of Snickers that Hawk used as a crutch to stagger out of the apartment. Hawk sees this and does a double take.
We walk from here.
Who are you, Bob Hope Patexico? What are you lugging Snickers golf bag around? You double bogey head mother...
Does that mean that you're not going to help me carry it up to the castle?
Andiamo.
Around his shoulder, Tommy follows suit.
Count of 3.
Why not just go in now?
Exterior day base castle.
Ah, shit.
What happened?
I got mud all over my shoes.
How much they cost?
$400?
Base of tower.
Where do we go from here?
How about we climb these convenient cables they got here?
Base of cables.
You ready?
Hey, Tommy?
What?
Gotta let me go first.
Will you stop worrying about
I
me?
was worrying about you. I don't want you to follow me with that bag.
Exterior turret. At the top of the turret are casually stylish, dressed in sateen Mayflower World Tour jackets with M logo ed, baseball caps, and cool firearms like roadies from hell. Hawk on the ledge, bobs back down the top of the turret. Hawk and Tommy thunder over the ledge. The guards wheeled around only to get slammed unconscious by our 2 heroes. In interior art treasures room, Darwin, Minerva, and Kaplan each wave a piece of the Da Vinci crystal, trying to unhypnotize Anna.
A lifetime of service has come to this.
Dolphin is dead. Dolphin is. Come on, you bitch.
I'm not a very good damsel in distress, am I? I can't pay the rent. You must pay the rent.
Anna goes into more dolphin noise as Darwin angrily snaps his finger.
Yo, Slipper! A damsel in distress implies that there is some well-hung Dudley Do-Right galloping up to save you. It ain't gonna happen. Hudson Hawk go boom boom. He did.
I wouldn't be so sure. It's absurd that Snickers and Almond Joy haven't reported in yet.
George, don't be a bore.
At this point, we return to the turret night. Hawk and Tommy pull on the satin jackets and the baseball caps.
Tommy, shouldn't we have taken those guys' guns?
No thanks. I've been thinking of using a 7-iron.
Looks long.
May I play through?
Please do.
Don't mind if I do. 4.
Tommy!
What?
You set the timer on that thing?
No.
Well, from now on, would you please set the...
The bomb. Knight lands on a patch. Interior art treasures room. Knight. Kaplan turns from the window, speaking to himself.
4? Did anybody hear something?
Suddenly, the light and deafening sound of the explosion outside rocks the room. Deafening sound of the explosion outside rocks the room. Butterfinger enthusiastically raises his hand.
I heard something.
Come on, Butterfinger. Kit Kat, you guard the Mayflowers with your life.
Kaplan and Butterfinger thunder out of the room. Kit Kat turns to face Anna. Behind him, Alfred hands Minerva a widely modulated double crossbow rifle, and Darwin places a Robin Hood hat atop her.
Plan C. Plan C, Alfred! Oh, Kit Kat, are you really gonna guard us with your life?
Kit Kat.
Anna narrows her eyes into reality as she shouts her warning to Kit Kat. He holds up a card reading, I know. Minerva fires the crossbow rifle. Kit Kat painfully takes arrows into both sides of his costume. He holds up a card reading, ouch, then stumbles and falls forward right into Anna's lap. He surreptitiously unties Anna.
A double crossbow for a double cross.
Oh, Alfie, you dry British madman.
Is there any memo we can't screw? Alfred, the shotgun. Catch you on the flip side, baby.
Why did you do that?
Try this on, sister. Thou shalt not share.
Ooh, another bomb. Knight slams beside a castle weather van. Hawk hands back Tommy the time bomb rifle. Tommy latches on a bomb from the golf bag.
It's in the hole! The gallery is ecstatic! Always gotta be happy with that one, Tommy.
Amen. 2.5 minutes to save Anna, 3.5 minutes to save the world.
600. Side by side.
Oh, we ain't got a barrel of love. Money.
Maybe we're ragged and funny, but we'll travel alone.
A rapid montage of bomb hitting various castle surfaces occupies an orchestrated finish to the chorus.
Singing a song side by side.
Kaplan and Butterfinger stop on a castle path. The light and the sound of an explosion blasts to their right.
Let's try down this way. Or maybe we better go this way. Okay, this way.
Another part of the terrace. Knight, Hawk, and Tommy stand before the wall as they speak. 2 guards climb atop the roof.
Better split up. I'll take the front 9, you take the back 9, and we'll meet back at the clubhouse.
Hey, Tommy. Looking good.
An explosion sends the 2 guards flying over the roof. Hawk and Tommy are oblivious.
Thanks.
3,
3, 2, 2.
Hawk and Tommy split off, still singing. Hawky goes around in a corner of the viewer's view. Tommy latches on another bomb.
But we'll travel the road, sharing the load, side by side.
Outside our treasure room, Knight, Kaplan and Butterfinger thunder to a stop.
Butterfinger, go in and brief the Mayflowers of the current situation.
You got it, coach.
Butterfinger dutifully scampers through a nearby door.
We had our troubles and parted, but we'll travel the road, sharing the load, side by
Side. I'll take that, sir.
The art treasure room, closing the door behind him. Butterfinger sees Minerva fire arrows in his chest. Butterfinger looks from a Whooping with the glee, Minerva two more arrows pounding in his body like a little camper taking notes on a nature hike. Outside the art treasure room night, Butterfinger still dutifully exits the art treasure room and closes the door behind him.
Coach, looks bad. I think the Mayflowers must have set us up.
Butterfinger falls forward dead. Kaplan heads in the head of him, sliding up beside Hawk, following his body's trajectory.
Butterfinger, we hardly knew you.
With a sudden howl, Kaplan raises his arms high in the air and then spins for a savage karate belt into Hawk. A bomb can be heard going off. Backseat of the limousine night. Lights in the back of the limousine come on to reveal Darwin in his favorite seat, holding his silencer pistol. Alfred pushes in the slashed tummy.
Tommy, you know, New York Italian father-made $20 a week son of a bitch. You were hired as bait on this simple task. You betrayed me. Do you have an answer why?
I got 5 of them.
Tommy kicks the guard of the Darwin's hand and bounces off the floor, knocking off a silencer. Tommy bounds next to Darwin and delivers solid punches, each one causing weird tones to emit from Darwin's head.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Darwin catches the 5th punch and flicking on his paper shredder with his elbow, shoves Tommy into his hands in the shredder's teeth. Outside shredder, blood sputters out of the vent. Interior art treasure room night. Minerva to Anna in the process of reloading arrows.
Well, tell us. Oh, since you're not going to tell us what we want to know, I think it's time for you to report to the home office in heaven, sis. You talk to the big guy. Tell him he's a loser.
Oh, that's it.
Anna lunges up to Minerva and pulls her forward for a savage headbutt, which sends her reeling to the ground. She grabs up the Da Vinci goodies from the tray and runs off. Exterior grand. ILM shot night. Shows little pinpoint explosions rippling over the castle. Exterior top of a turret night, with the explosions providing strove for the ballet of violence. Kaplan attempts a karate kick towards Hawk, who catches the leg and does an ankle twist.
Does everything have to be so hard?
Tell me about it.
Kaplan slaps him backwards. Hawk then runs forward, then latch onto each other, throats in a brutal kicking and grunting waltz across the turret. The viewer's viewpoint moves towards the limousine below. Interior limousine night. Tommy accidentally knocks on the siren. He yanks his head away from the shredder and slams Darwin's head over the piercing noise. Darwin's convulsing, screaming body picks up the gun. Alfred tearfully looks in the rear view mirror.
Shall I cut off his head, sir?
Darwin's gun goes off right through Alfred's neck. He falls forward, his foot hitting the gas pedal. Exterior top of the turret night. Kaplan swings his arm upward, breaking the deadlock. He reaches towards the jacket. Hawk grabs his hand and shakes it with serene expression.
George, it's been real.
Hawk pulls away his hand to reveal he has stabbed a Curie dart.
Karari?
Sorry, not Kari dart. Excuse me. Jeez. Darts Kaplan's palm. Hawk then slaps on Kaplan's forehead picture of little Eddie in a graduation cap. Kaplan crumbles it into himself in a paralyzed but still standing position.
Say hello to little Eddie, motherfucker.
With his index finger, Hawk pushes Kaplan over the edge. Kaplan sails atop the limousine hood onto his back with a crouching slam and squeal. Exterior night harbor area. Oh, wait, never mind. Hawk hits wall rolling.
That didn't hurt.
Kaplan advances.
Try this.
Kaplan kicks well as Hawk rolls out of the frame. Hawk grabs a 2x4, advances towards Kaplan. Kaplan advances with flying kicks, knocking off pieces of 2x4.
What are you gonna say now, you centrally intelligent scumsicle?
Kaplan is dizzy after a final kick.
Getting old, George?
Hawk clonks Kaplan.
Thank you.
Kaplan gives giant kick. Hawk's head rotates around. Process. Hawk delivers series of punches which miss. Kaplan delivers series which hits. The last lifts Hawk in the air.
George, stand still. Didn't hurt.
Kaplan kicks Hawk behind. Hawk bends forward and back in reaction. Kaplan retreats and Hawk continues bending. Kaplan prepares for grand charge. Hawk loses that. Kaplan charges. Hawk bends.
Hey, my hat.
Kaplan lands out in the air.
I hate you.
Guess you never fucked with nobody from Hoboken before.
Interior inside limousine night. Darwin jumps out of the car.
Alfred, I won't be needing the car anymore.
Alfred, dripping blood, turns to Tommy with a gargled voice.
Ah! Ah!
All the doors in the back seat are locked before Tommy can reach them. Alfred barrels out of the front, pulls up the time bomb rifle, takes aim and shoots, suctions at a bomb onto the trunk of the limo, and it speeds away. Exterior the top of the turret night, and it dashes up to Hawk.
Hudson.
Hey, what's up? I'm supposed to be saving you.
Sorry, I was bored. I saved myself.
Yeah, well, we still gotta get the crystal pieces.
Got him right here, cowboy.
Oh. Got him right here. That sounded like Tommy.
Anna good naturally melts him in the shoulder. They suddenly look down in confusion and horror. Their POV shows the careening forward to the cliff limousine.
Help! Eddie!
Wails from a crushed, paralyzed position on the hood.
My pension!
Hawk sees the limousine bound off the castle's terrace.
Tommy!
The limousine makes its final launch of the terrace, floating and falling with frightening beauty. Inside the falling limousine night, the world and his life swirling outside. Tommy quivers in fear. The phone rings. Tommy picks up.
Hey, Tommy.
Darwin gleefully speaks into his cellular phone.
Buckle up, you working class son of a bitch.
Ooh, the bomb night on the truck goes off. The limousine night blows into midair, turning into a giant flaming snowflake. The turret night. Hawk goes from the side of the limousine to the side of Darwin, putting away his cellular phone, and goes from horror to anger. Darwin looks up.
Friend of yours.
Dead.
With a howl, Hawk jumps off the turret and lands into the smug, megalomatic Alfred raises up the rifle butt behind him. Top of the turret night. Anna sees this and shouts down.
Hudson, watch out.
Bottom of the turret night. Alfred rifle butts Hawk into unconsciousness. Gold machine room.
Minerva.
Oh, and darling.
God, I love happy endings.
Anna, Hawkmeister, you're probably wondering why you're still alive. Well, we didn't want you to go to hell without knowing our dream come true. But we are still having some trouble putting that damn crystal together. Alfred and I've been going at that thing all night. Well, put it together.
Fuck you. Of course, Alfred does have a point.
Don't do it, Hudson.
Hey, what did I tell you about calling me Hudson? I have no choice.
If you pull this off, I can't promise that I won't kill you. I mean, who are we trying to kid? I will spare the flying nun here. Don't ever change, Hawk. You're such a schmo. Oh, ocean go. Why is the world so jam-packed with such idiots? Every schmo has the fantasy that the planet revolves around them. It rains, it car washes, and stops traffic. You say, how could this happen to me? It's a natural inclination, but for I, this isn't a fantasy, it is reality. You are on my planet. You walk around the corner for coffee, out of my sight. You You do not fucking exist. The lives of schmoes like you have meaning only in relation to the rich, to the powerful, to me.
Let me tell you something. If Da Vinci was alive today, he'd be eating a microwave sushi naked in the back of a Cadillac with the both of us. He's dead. We're alive. The project of his life is now the toy of mine. History, culture, and tradition are not concepts. They are trophies I keep in my den as paperweights. Adam and Eve, Julius Caesar, Jesus Christ, Spyro Agnew, Sadat, Jackie Robinson, MC Hammer, Saddam Hussein, Darwin, and Minerva Mayflower. We are the last names of the last sentence of the last page. The chaos will cause the world with this machine will be our final masterpiece. Give us your awe! Let the legend begin. Go, team, go. Go, team, go.
Minerva giddily sets the crystal in the same place as the Da Vinci had it in his machine. Using a long steel pole, technician one adjusts a mirage of mirrors so that they are in a proper angle with a series of lenses culminating on the top of the machine. Technicians 2, black-eyed, and the 3 pour various chemical powders and liquids into corresponding compartments, and the machine beautifully decorated by the chemical zodiac sign. Darwin places a lead bar in its proper place. Hawk glides into Anna and undergoes her handcuffs. Minerva throws a lever. Steam begins to percolate from the furnace.
We're for real.
The machine begins to rotate. At first clunky, then faster, the crystal rotates comfortably in its compartment. The machine throws out its folding arms, each with an element. The arms click higher. The goggled technicians stand before a time-coded video monitor. Taking notes, the chemical housing open and the chemicals begin to spill and drop through brass tubes.
You should be very proud of yourself.
Let me ask you something.
What?
What if I didn't put that crystal together exactly right?
What do you mean?
Well, let's just say, for example, I left this little bit out. That'd be bad?
That would be bad.
Very bad?
Very bad.
Good.
In the machine, the chemicals snake down their individual paths to the lead bar, spinning it through their lead bar, spinning it through. There's a flash and a controlled but jarring explosion. Everyone double takes. Darwin recoils in fear. Minerva gladly moves forward, pulling on her goggles.
Minerva, maybe this wasn't such a good idea. I think we should sell the castle. Reinvest.
Not being such a human being. We're mythic.
Darwin lets her go into the smoke. And Hawk goes into action. Darwin turns to see this and raises his gun. Hawk takes the steel pole from it and fiercely javels it into the gun, firing Darwin. The pole slams Darwin in the shoulder and impales him in a massive spinning upward modern time style gear. Darwin painfully spins toward the teeth of a corresponding gear. Hawk and Anna turn from the painful crunch. The machine triggers and Fresnel lens and laser-like beams bounce around the mirrors faster and faster, circulating the room. Outside the machines, Hawk and Anna squint blinded, flinging off their goggles, literally beaming, oblivious to everything around her. Minerva giggles forward. The machine, beams of light, coverage on the top of mirror and bounce into the innards of the machine with a mighty roar. Minerva sees that the center of the machine gleams yellowish and molten. She moves closer, shouting into her headset.
Eureka, motherfuckers!
Mission control to Mayflower. Ready for bust off.
Oh.
Your turn.
My turn? I just killed Darwin.
Dare you take from me the pleasure of slaughtering my boorish employer? It's your first time dying. I'll try to be gentle.
Definitely your turn.
Alfred rushes forward with a howl. Hawk meets him halfway. Hawk fires in some gut punches while dodging the blade. Anna pulls the gun from the ignition holster and sprays him for goodness. She aims steadily and fires.
That shall not kill! That shall not kill!
Right to Hawk's arm. This allows Alfred to knock him back with a strong punch.
Sorry.
Backfires again. The bullet pings off Hawk's belt buckle.
Stop helping me!
Hawk straightened to chastise. Anna allows Alfred to kick Hawk back against the wall. Alfred lunges out with his blade, hitting the wall off angle. Hawk yanks the shaft. Alfred goes with the flow and presses the shaft onto Hawk's throat. Gasping, Hawk looks to a rip in Alfred's shirt and sees a hinge and lever on the shaft with an all-or-nothing jerk. Hawk flicks the lever, then shaft clicks on the hinge. Alfred's greater strength and narrow grip makes it fold away from Hawk, and suddenly it is Alfred's throat which is caught in the V-shaped trap. The momentum of the sudden change makes Alfred stumble towards the wall until the point of the V hits it.
Hey, Alfie, I got news. You won't be attending that hat convention in July. Excuse my crass American sense of humor.
Hawk suddenly elbows the V. The blades slap together and pops Alfred's head off, saying it's screaming, disembodied high in the air. Alfred's screaming head POV. Hawk and Anna are seen waving up the top view of Alfie's head. The machine thunders and spins at a more aggressive pace. Alfred's head rolls to Minerva's feet.
Don't touch the head! Look, come on!
She turns in shock to see Hawk and Anna standing above the unconscious technicians. Hawk whoops into a headset.
Looking good, Alfie.
Machine. Minerva turns toward the machine in anger and confusion. The center of the machine is to pull the molten gold, and the laser slash at the walls. Minerva tumbles from the machine, screaming, that is to say, trying to scream because molten gold covers her face. It bubbles and cascades, turning her into a bizarrely beautiful echo of Nefertiti. The machine thunders with another explosion. The Da Vinci workshop, Hawk and Anna retreat into the Da Vinci workshop. They stop from a smiling paint and see Bunny the dog standing before them.
My turn?
Yeah, this dog!
Anna laughs confidently, moves towards the dog until Bunny leaps and savagely climbs his teeth into her throat, sending her crashing into the ground. Bunny continues to viciously gnaw away at the convulsing Anna. Blood gently starts to emerge. It lands next to the gauge that is connected to the tennis ball machine. Hawk rushes forward, picks up the gauge, and turns the dial to them, and then smiles sweetly toward the dog.
Oh, Bunny! Ball!
Bunny stops his violent behavior and perkily looks up. Blood droplets drizzling from his mouth. Hawk slams the gadget.
He's out the window!
A tennis ball comes back rocking out of the machine. Bunny leaps and catches into the rocking ball, but the force of it sends him flying and crashing out a window. Hawk pulls up, and as the machine completely explodes, a huge chunk of the roof thuds before the workshop door. He suddenly looks off camera and smiles. Anna shakes his head vigorously. He pulls her out of frame. Exterior Da Vinci countryside tree. The traveling merchant with the unforgettably etched face, just as he did with centuries earlier, dismounts his mule and wearies down to a tree stump. He takes off his hat and inhales the air. Only this time he coughs. He then brings his wine case to his lips when another loud boom sends the wine splashing. Outside the grand castle day, an explosion of the steam gas blows out the window. Debris frisbees towards the camera, along with Anna hanging out on Hawk's waist and Hawk's hanging from bar on Da Vinci's bat-winged glider. The glider gracefully swooshes down through the castle to the glorious vista. Exterior of the road to the castle. The glider floats to a perfect landing before the unforgettable merchant. Hawk and Anna collect themselves and look into the smoke-billowing castle. They smile and gush in.
Hey, listen, can I ask you something? Kind of hard for me to ask. Will you play Nintendo with me?
It's a very personal question. I'm afraid that I'm going to have to stick with God. You're a close second, though, tough guy.
I'll quit stealing. I'll learn how to kiss better. I just haven't kissed in 10 years, that's all.
You're the best kisser I ever kissed.
I mean, I'm the only person you've ever kissed.
That's right.
Let me ask you about this God thing. Is it gonna last?
Yes.
Because, we'd be kind of lost without you. So will you play Nintendo with me?
Can't think of anybody I'd rather play Nintendo with.
What about your boss?
What boss?
You know.
I don't think he'd want me to keep an eye on you.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because let's face it, since I got into the joint, I have been pretty mixed up. I don't know whether to do a Lambada or Vogue. I can't tell the difference between Diet Coke and Tab.
It's one of life's eternal mysteries. Just be glad you have a life. Can I buy you a cappuccino?
Can I kiss you?
Anna shouts out toward the coffee stain unforgettably etched coffee owner, who gives them a disgruntled look before going inside. Hawk and Anna collapse into an outside table.
I just wish Tommy could be here.
No way.
That's not very nice.
No way!
Yes way.
5-tone. Grazie, Pazon.
Hawk and Anna gasp in happiness.
Did I miss anything?
Tommy, you're supposed to be crashing at the bottom of the hill.
Airbags, can you fucking believe it?
But Tommy, you're also supposed to be blown up into fiery chunks of flesh.
Sprinkler system set up in the back. Can you fucking believe it?
Not fucking really. You're also supposed to be dead.
If we drop this subject, it's depressing. I was supposed to die so many different ways that the good Lord couldn't decide which one to pick.
Yeah, that must be it.
Hawk and Anna laugh and kiss Tommy on the forehead. Tommy crashes on a chair next to him. The unforgettable calf owner comes out with the cappuccinos.
Sip your cappuccino.
In this cafe? Yeah, shouldn't we get Tommy to a hospital?
Eddie, drink your coffee.
Hawk sits back and puts on a pair of sunglasses that look exactly like the ones Da Vinci wore in the opening. He laughs, speaking under his breath.
Here's the little Eddie.
The viewer's viewpoint moves into Hawk's lips, having a sip of that damn unmistakable European coffee. Fade out. The end.
Despite all of the weirdness of pronunciation with all of that whole reading. Thank you all so much for joining us. It was a little bit of an odd script, and apparently Anne's a demon now, so we'll deal with that after we all cut. But thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you at the next one.